What is going on, ladies and gents? How are we doing? Welcome to the Casually Chelsea show. I'm accompanied by the panel of CP Scott, Oliver Twist, Real Chris, and myself, Marshall DBDX. Ladies and gents, you already know what to do. Smash up the like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Big announcement at 5K, so be sure to help us get to that 5K little by little by subscribing to the channel and helping the Casually Chelsea family here grow. Sorry for the lateness, ladies and gents. I've just had little to no time this week, and I was trying to put together the show last minute as well, so a lot of delay there. Also, I don't know if you guys in the chat have been in panels before. Sometimes we're backstage in the panel and discussing things and just catching up. Sometimes we get caught up in the conversation. We like to talk football. We like to talk international ball and all that stuff and laugh at each other and banter. And yeah, we lose track of time sometimes. It's mostly my
Marshall's potching for the US.
I'm not potching. All right, we're already starting off. Not even like 3 minutes into the game. That's a warning for you, sir. Potchin, how dare you?
You know how you gotta give a stinging tackle in the beginning to let the opponent know.
You did warn him before he joined there, but now you like question your decision.
Ooh, cool. Let's go, Chris. Let's go. My Gegenpressor. Let's go, Chris.
All right, you get a warning too. You get a warning too, Chris.
Fuck
you. That's dissent. That's dissent right there.
Fuck the yellow card.
Yeah, bro, we're off early today. Jesus.
Yeah, one more little bit out of you, Chris, and you're off. Yeah, you probably wouldn't mind it, to be honest.
I was trying to get myself enough then.
But big up every single one of you. Check out the links in the description as well, ladies and gents. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on everything we're going to be discussing today. And lastly, memberships, check them all out. There's 4 different tiers starting at 99p. The more memberships we get, the more emojis we can unlock, ladies and gents, and other features as well on YouTube. So I guess, I'm going to start the show a little differently today. We do have a good show here lined up for you guys, plenty to talk about. But how have you guys been? I feel like I don't ask you guys how you've been doing. And I think I do want to start, asking, because I feel like it's been a while since we did our last show. It's been like a week. It feels like forever with international break, but I'm sure some of us are following our international footballing teams and want to discuss that a little bit before we get into nitty gritty of the show. But I'll start with CP actually, because you have a investment in 2 teams, in Brazil and in Canada. So I mean, let's start off with Canada, because I haven't heard your take on that. How do you feel about Canada, 3rd place CONCACAF Nations League?
We should have done better. The defense was shit. It was lackadaisical against Mexico. We could have really won this thing, so bad on us. I love the coach, but also Canadians and some Bayern fans are pissed off at him because it was reported that Jonathan David was not healthy enough for the 3rd game against against the US, but we decided to play him, and now he's like injured for a long period of time. So we're not happy with that. As Canadians and Bayern Munich fans are definitely not happy with that. But
you said Jonathan David, though. Do you mean Alphonso Davies?
Alphonso Davies, sorry.
Okay, got it.
Alphonso Davies, yeah. So he had a niggle, and then people were surprised he was going to play the 3rd game.
Yeah, what?
Big up him.
He had a niggle. And then...
See, that's why I don't like saying that word. it elicits reactions like, huh?
Okay. Anyways, but yeah... With regards to that, so good for there. And then I can surely say, with regards to the other team, that man is the worst manager that has ever managed.
Where are you guys right now? Actually, let me look at this.
We're 4th. We're behind Uruguay.
I thought you were in 6th.
Where are you guys?
Brazil.
We're talking about Brazil too now.
Nah, bro, I need this to stop, bro.
Because
We need
it's Argentina first.
stop,
If
bro.
Ecuador,
Colombia
then
win and
Uruguay.
Brazil drop points.
I know.
When will we acknowledge? Nah, Brazil's gonna qualify. There's nothing to say. That
Yeah, we're
Brazil's
not worried about
gonna
that.
qualify. It doesn't matter.
But
What?
that manager needs to leave. No,
I
it
don't
will.
know.
No, it's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible.
What do you mean it's impossible? Well, actually, it might be a little impossible.
Bro, like they have like Bolivia at
1
home
through
and stuff,
6,
bro, like-
1 through 6.
Yeah,
6 gets the
they're fine.
playoff.
They're Bolivia at home. I'm not worried about that. But other than that, that manager is a terrorist. The team selection, it came out that 9 players were chosen by one team selector, like Aringa and all that terrorist. I hate I hate him. One of those selectors. He's a terrorist of the highest ordeal. I swear to God. And for one international break, Vini actually performed for a game. He got a goal and an assist. But what
He
did
was
referee
trash.
do?
Stop. We're not, bro. Why,
No,
why
I don't.
we
We have
trash,
to.
man?
I don't care. We have completely different opinions. You like bashing Vini, and you and the other guy who's Brazilian like suck each other off about how bad Vini is. So I don't care about that. That's your opinion. I have different opinions. Anyways, with
I've
regards
been
to
watching
that,
Brazil for literally my entire life. But continue. No,
that's
go ahead,
fine.
bro.
Me too. That's the funny thing. That's why I said since 6 years old I've been supporting Brazil. So anyway, cool story. We're both the same.
I'm South American. Cool. Continue though.
That doesn't mean that you're more of a Brazil fan than me. Cool story. Anyway,
I grew up around.
You really
I
did
grew
that,
up.
Horace.
I grew up around
I'm
Brazilians.
South American. I'm a bigger fan than you for that.
Bro, no,
reason.
I'm literally South American.
yeah, like
I
bro,
grew up around Brazil fans. I'm telling you
Okay,
right
I see
now,
what you're
the
saying.
issue,
Yeah.
the issue with this team goes
Well,
further
you
beyond
live,
the
yeah,
coach.
where you're
But
from,
go ahead.
there's a lot of Brazilian fans. Yeah, I get you.
No,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But Marshall, I grew up in Newark. Marshall can attest to how many people
Yeah, there's
that
a
are
lot.
Brazilian live here.
Literally CP today for work. I was trying to
No,
organize.
I understand. I also
Club World Cup
look,
watch parties.
Marshall, I understand that, but you know how I keep on talking about, oh, I know this Brazilian players because I used to watch the Brazilian league because I have friends who
No, I get
studied
you.
in Canada through Brazil. So, anyways, the terrorist of a manager, the way he selects the team, the way the play style of the team is pure terrorism. Okay. Second of all, we knew this since forever that Neymar is the heartbeat of the team because we have no fucking playmakers. So I pray to the high heavens that Esteval becoming the 10 in the future for 2030 is what happens because
But
we're
he didn't
fucked
even
for
give it. He
2026.
didn't even give Esteval or Santos any minutes this break.
You know what this terrorist of a manager does? He puts this 18-year-old Endrick in the worst situations and subs him on in the worst situations every time. Whenever we're losing, he's like, I'm gonna put in this 18-year-old. He's because he says he likes Bobby Charlton. He's the new Pele. I'm gonna fucking put this 18-year-old kid and put him in the most high pressure situations that I've ever fucking seen when we're losing or we're drawing. Okay, I'm saying Vinny for one game finally got GA. He finally got a goal and assist for one game. I was like, oh my god, he performed for one game because like I agree with him. He's usually 99% shit. But for one game, which was the first game in the international break, he actually got a goal and an assist, right? And the goal won us the game. So I'm like, okay, cool. Second game, he was shit. So I'm like, okay, that's good. And then people were saying the same with Rafinha. He's shit. Rodrigo at the 10, shit. And then this terrorist, when we all know Argentina likes to play at least 4 midfielders to 5, basically, that's what they played yesterday, 2 days ago. This man's like, I'm going to do a double pivot. A double pivot of Andre and fucking Joelinton. When you have 5 midfielders that are all technical, I'm gonna put a bruiser to be a fucking headless chicken and do that job. Don't get me started on the decline of the Brazilian fullback because my god, the left back and right backs I'm seeing coming out of Brazil, kill me now. I am telling you, all of us in this panel could be a right back or a left back for Brazil. The way this shit is going, when I'm looking at Wesley to be the best fullback coming out of Brazil, I am scared for my life.
If you know, his name is Wesley.
Yes, there's a guy named Wesley. Dude, don't get started. Dude,
I know.
He's the best.
You know what I find like
also Murillo got absolutely exposed.
I want to tell you,
he got put in a bad situation.
Or I wouldn't even like some of it.
I wouldn't put that
like a bad situation, but he as an individual though, he got.
Not good,
I think it was a wrong game to start him, bro. Like
exactly.
Yes,
that's what I mean.
It was not like it was. This is not the game to start him for.
Well, I was about to say this. I think the fact that like you're the fact that Hendrix called up and we're talking about Esteval, like, bro, these dudes, like even Santos to an extent. Santos is a little bit different, but even Santos, these guys shouldn't have to start for Brazil.
Mhm.
Like that's insane. Like they
Yeah,
I'll be real. Hendrick and Esteval, right now at their age, I don't care how good they are right now, should not be making this Brazil team. In
Yeah.
theory, because like no, but see, in theory, right? Because like theoretically
No, I
speaking,
agree.
right?
it depends.
Esteval,
It depends
for
from
example, Esteval should in no way be starting as long as all these guys are fit.
starting.
Ahead
Yeah,
of Rafinha, ahead of Vinny, Rodrigo, Neymar. If he should not be starting ahead of any of these. But the fact that they suck so badly is like
I agree. No. I'm not saying they should
Sancho's
start,
in
but I
squad, by the
disagree
way.
about. No, he's not. No, I said they should be in the team because Brazil in the past usually has 2 attacking players who are like young and upcoming that they always have in the squad just to learn, right? Like from Kaká to Robinho to Neymar and everything. So I'm fine with them being in the squad, obviously not starting. Because here's the thing, Scott, none of the starters are good. It's
Barring
like the
Rafinha, right?
no, all of
No,
them,
Rafinha's-
all of them,
Really?
all of them.
Yep.
All of them are
Okay.
shit. If you can ask RSM, it's like the Monstars
save 'em,
ball. No, it's like the second
I
they
haven't
touch
really
the
like
international
I know
pitch.
I follow international football, but I haven't really been following Brazil.
No, it's so bad. It's like when they touch the international pitch, it's like the Monstars from Space Jam just taking the powers away because they decide. No, legit. It looks
That's
they
a
go
good way
from
of putting it.
champion. Right, it looks like they're Mr. Champions League. They can clutch
Wow.
goals. No, literally that's what happens to them being like a League One footballers. I don't know how the fuck it happens every time, but it happens.
Yeah, it's
That's
not-
why I
That's
just
insane.
made a big no. This is why I agree with Arsene that Vinny's always shit, but I made a big deal because this is the first game in his Brazilian career that he's gotten a goal and a fucking assist. So
I
for
would
me,
argue,
that was a big deal.
What was the Copa America game? That one really weak team they played for. I think he played better that game than this one.
Oh no, I'm saying he played. No, I know, but I'm saying in terms of G, this is the first game he's played for Brazil where he's gotten a
okay,
goal
yeah.
and an assist. That's why I was making a big deal. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
guys, he finally did something with his life in
Yeah.
Brazil. But okay, here's the thing. I have to now rely on an injury-prone Eder Militao to please be healthy so he can play right
Wow.
back next year. No, because that's what we did in the World Cup. Our right back situation so shit that Eder Militao used to play right back because he used to play that in the
Mhm.
past.
man
too.
said you're
So
bro. You said you're right. I'm looking at your defense. Fuck
yeah,
me.
oh yeah,
Bro,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know-
yeah.
Alexandro, bro. Alexandro
Yeah,
is
yeah,
still
yeah,
on
I think
this
he's still playing.
team.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
It's like-
He's still on
No,
this
but this is
team.
but this is
No, you know he was
that-
captain. You know he was captain.
But
You know
Brazil's
Alexander was captain last year.
Yeah, Brazil issue is different but similar. Like we see a lot of other South American teams and even other places around the world, like they're holding on to these old players that were like
Yeah.
really, really good in their moment, but they can't move on because the newer generation isn't necessarily as good as they were or as they are, and it's like it's happening everywhere. And with
I can't
Brazil's
think of any
situation-
good Brazilian fullbacks anymore.
No,
No,
but
there's
like
not.
the thing is, like, bro, I'm
Like
looking
good
like-
ones, I'm talking about.
I'm looking right at who they could have taken. Like, I'm not saying that some of the people I'm about to name are amazing, right? But
Mm.
they took Alexandro. You cannot tell me that Alex Telles is worse than Sandro. He just won the league title last season.
Oh yeah.
Like he starting
Yeah.
for the best team in the league. You've
Mhm.
got Douglas Santos, 3 years younger, again playing for a team that I think they won the league title. They won the league title last season. Like,
last year.
You've got
You had
Wendell,
Jan Couto in the squad.
I was gonna say you've got Wendell again, 3 years younger, was playing for Porto in Europe last season. Like these are guys that could have been in there instead. And at right back,
No,
obviously he's
Scott-
injured.
some of them
You've
were-
got like
Scott-
Pico. Like what?
No,
Is-
Scott-
what the fuck, man?
No, Scott, enough. Some of them were in the national team setup during the World Cup, but when this terrorist and his fucking staff that chooses a squad came in, this is when I started seeing even shit footballers enter the squad.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
all
happened.
for bro. It's all like private interest. That's why they're doing that type of stuff.
No,
I don't know.
he's no exactly because that's what I was saying. The RSM one of the selectors chooses 9 of the players, and people are saying he's getting paid off. Some of the worst footballers
Yeah,
being
bro.
chosen by him.
There's a reason why they. Oh God, it's like a thing. Like so, after they fired Tite, right? Which I think I hear Brazilians now asking like they should have not fired Tite, bro. Like that's a
Yeah, I
legit
know.
conversation.
I wanted him out, and now I'm regretting it.
And now,
after
and now
all
they're
this
regretting it.
while.
And the thing is, like
Yeah,
the guy
yeah.
that they hired after Tite was like, I think he was like Flamengo's coach, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, it was Flamengo's coach. And so they hired him because the way that Flamengo played, first of all, they want to hire a Brazilian manager because I think it's like 8 out of 10 teams in South America have Argentinian managers. Argentinian managers are like the gold standard. Brazil does not come out with amazing managers. They want a Brazilian manager. So they said, we're going to go with him because he plays the Brazilian way, right? It's free flowing. Everybody's kind of moving positions. Everybody's very technically sound. They said, well, he'll bring that to the Brazil team. He
National
played
team, yeah.
6 games. I think it was 2 wins, one draw, and like 3 L's or something like that.
Yes,
They
that is correct.
sacked him. And at
Yeah.
that point in time, that's when they realized, okay, the issue is, like the players are not able to play the Brazilian way, unfortunately. Like the idea that they have in their minds of the way Brazil used to play, like these players can't execute for whatever million reasons you want to say about the players. They cannot execute that game plan. They bring in this guy, Dorival, and Dorival pretty much is just a puppet, if we're being real, bro. He has no real strategy. He doesn't really do anything, bro. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't have good in-game substitutions. He doesn't have good game plans. The formations he sets up looks like he has a dartboard and he just kind of throws at it with a million formations and he chooses one for the day. Because anybody would have told you, like CB correctly, that playing a two-man midfield against Argentina is the worst thing possible, because Argentina do not play with out and out 100% wingers, bro. They like to pack in the midfield and kill you that way. And and you don't have technical people, and the pivot you put are not technically sound enough to go against four people in the midfield. They're not, bro. They're ankle kickers. And unfortunately, the only solution, I think, even if the Reigns and the manager, is they have to, first of all, they don't have a 9, right? Because I agree. I think Endrick's way too young. Like the best hope that they have is hoping in this. I'm talking about in the future, bro, because I think it's a bit cooked right now. But their best chance would be to have Esteban Santos and then one of Bruno Guimaraes or Joelinton as kind of like the muscle in that midfield, and then play on the counterattack, because you can't. When Vinny has the ball to feet for Brazil, you could see on his mind, he thinks he needs to be Neymar, bro. He thinks he needs to create and move and do everything that Neymar does, but he's just not.
He starts moving into the middle too much and then fucks it up.
But when you give him the ball, and this is when Vinny looks the most dangerous, is when you give him the ball in behind, he's running to the ball and he's running at goal. He doesn't have to think, because that's what he does for Madrid. That's when you best use him. Like this Brazil cannot be playing the way that they want to play right now. They can't play the Brazilian way. Especially with the attackers they have. You want to play Rodrigo, you want to play Rafinha, you want to play Vinny. You need to play on the counter, unfortunately. It is what you need to play for fast breaks. That's what you need to do. You can't be holding on possession. You guys have no idea what to do. It is what it is. You don't have anybody in that midfield who is creative enough without Neymar. You don't have a Neymar replacement, and you're not playing to the strengths of the team. I think Dorival should be sacked. My only issue is if Dorival is sacked, they're just gonna put in another puppet.
Oh no, it's people are saying in Brazil they want either Felipe Luis, the Al Ali manager is also Brazilian, or the outside shout is obviously Ancelotti, which we're all waiting for. But
my question to you
Ancelotti would
guys,
be they would have to wait for it. Like he wouldn't be here for the next qualifying.
I was gonna ask you guys, do you think?
Yeah, he would be in the middle of it.
Does any part of you guys think that
extending
Brazil,
Dorival to the qualifier? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Does any part of you guys think that Brazil are kind of holding out for Ancelotti till he's
No, I
done?
think they are.
No,
I think they are, but I think the issue is like, if you want the Ancelotti thing, you should have done that before this season, or you have to be ready. Like, there's no point you doing anything until the summer, because that's the earliest he's going to go. So you've got to actually be 100% certain he's going to come. And I'll be real, just going back to the team selection thing, bro. Like, this midfield, as much as I crashed on them and said like about the defense, this midfield that they took, it stinks. These are the midfielders that they took in the international break. João Gomez, who plays for Wolves, who's at Atalanta, he's the actual decent one. Joe Linton I like, but he's not technical. He's more of a bruiser. Andre and Mateus Cunha.
And then
would
they had Bruno Guimaraes.
Would Ancelotti actually go to Brazil anyway?
No, they had Bruno Guimaraes, but he was injured, so he went out for the second game. And then same with Gabriel.
No, he was suspended for the. He was suspended for the Argentina game.
Gabriel got injured too or something. The center back Gabriel.
But look at the people they didn't take, and it's just like, I understand some of these are a little bit faster. I'm looking at like Oscar, for example. He's performing. He's playing right now consistently in the best league in the top Brazilian league. Like, I'm looking at even the attack. Like, the thing about the attack, like, I think there are a couple of strikers that Brazil could use, but they're not Ronaldos. They're not the best of the best, but they're good strikers that Brazil could use. Like, I think João Pedro could be very good. I think the same for Evan Nilsson. But you got to play to their strengths. Like, you see when João Pedro plays, he plays.
You know what the funny thing is? You know who they should have played, because there's too much favoritism. It should have been Cunha with João Pedro up top, and then you could have played a Rafinha, Vinny pivot. I mean, on the sides, or a Rodrigo, Rafinha, however. But Cunha should have been the cam / shadow striker with Pedro.
Bro, that midfield is crying out for Andre Santos, bro.
Just crying out. Like I wanted like a midfield 3 at the very least against Argentina, of like, if Bruno Guimaraes was healthy, Bruno, Santos, and then Ederson.
Yes, bro. That's the key.
So
you need at least,
because you have technically sound.
One.
Yeah, you have technically sound. You have some bruisers with Bruno Guimaraes, and then you have a destroyer with Ederson.
Exactly.
And then you have the everything man in Andre Santos who can
So,
bomb up and
But
down.
that's why people are pissed because it's so obvious. But Dorival is just doing
So obvious.
whatever
He's so-
the federation
the whole
asked him
mind-
to play. Let's be honest.
Yeah, no, it is. And the president, people wanted him fired. People didn't want him. But R9 was actually vowing for the presidential spot, but then people backed away from him because there's so much politics. And the reason they chose Dorival is because they said, oh, he helped rebuild Flamengo back in the day, and then Sao Paulo back in the day to be more structured because they were like a shit show. Yeah, but now it's completely different.
Yeah.
And now people are crying out for a Felipe Luis who just got his managerial start in fucking November, and he won a trophy with Flamengo. Great, but he just started, and you're gonna give him and people are crying for the Brazil job now.
Yeah, I mean,
last thing. There's a guy in the Brazilian league who you can get who's Portuguese speaking. His name is fucking Abel Ferreira for fucking Palmeiras, who's fucking developing Endrick and goddamn Esteval. He's just Portuguese, but he's Portuguese speaking. He wins. He literally wins.
Great point. Notice how in Copa Libertadores, it's always the Brazilian clubs that dominate. The majority of the coaches in the Brazilian league are Portuguese from Portugal.
Yeah,
I was gonna say because I was doing a little bit.
Just get him. At least he's Portuguese speaking, and he wins Copa Libertadores and everything.
I was doing a bit of reading on that. I think before the Copa Libertadores last time, and for the last 5 years, most of the time, the last 4 teams once you get to the semis are all Brazilian. Like it's so rare nowadays that you get any other team outside of Brazil team get to the semis. Like you'll occasionally. I think last year it was. It wasn't River Plate, I don't think. I think it was like I actually don't think it was an Argentinian team. It might have been even like an Ecuadorian team or a Colombian team or something got to the last 4. They were the only team. And there was 3 Brazilian teams.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and the guy who's been really good in Copa Libertadores and Abel Ferreira won it 2 times in a row in the last 4 years, wins the Brazilian league 3 out of 4 years, is literally developed Endrick and developing Esteval and countless other players who European teams are buying. So why don't you just make him manager? He's not Brazilian, but he speaks Portuguese. He's been in the league for 4 years. He's developing all your young stars that everyone's selling off.
Because they know that he's not going to. They just want to puppet. That's the issue, bro.
I know, man. It's so annoying, man.
Frustrating, yeah.
So the long and short of it, people, CP's not okay.
But
24 minutes later.
Wait. This is also another thing too.
This is why I don't ask you guys how you're doing.
Speaking about the defense as well, by the way, they just need to play 4 center backs because there's no good fullbacks.
That's true.
They should play 4 center backs
right now. Yes,
some good fullbacks come through. Just play 4 center backs in the back.
I'll be real.
Play a midfield that's technical enough.
I've got a question.
When you get on the counter, able to get the ball to the attackers.
RSM, on the defense, I actually disagree slightly because I think, especially at fullback, you've got decent not you. Like Brazil got decent fullbacks. Couto is injured, but I think he should be the starting right back going forward. I'm looking at it. You've got Dodo who could play right back. Is playing regularly for Fiorentina. You've got Abner Vinicius as a left back playing regularly for Lyon. They're playing regularly in Europe. What the fuck aren't you calling them up? Why are you calling up a 34-year-old Alexandro to do what? Who on earth is this? He's a centre back. Never mind. You're calling up Wesley.
Yeah, and he was our best fullback. Yes, I know. And there's a guy named Aranja who's a left back. He's a terror.
Who failed at Sevilla.
I hate him so much, dude.
You're right.
Can I ask you a question?
It's just
a question, and then I get to ask the
Out of everybody here, are any of you happy with your international team going to the World Cup?
No. Well, Canada's fine, but yes, I want to speak on the last thing, dude. Ecuador, besides Argentina, oh my god, I love watching them. French kiss, RSM, French kiss, man.
How you feeling?
Thank you for bringing life. Yeah, man. Beautiful.
That team plays so well. Defensively, we are the best team in South America.
Let's try not to make it 20 minutes.
Once again, no, it'll be quick. I think defensively, we're the best team in South America. I mean, you look at our backline: Estupiñán, Hincapié, Pacho, Ordóñez. We have Felix Torres, who plays in the Brazilian
league. Did I hear you correctly? You feel like you're the best team in South America?
Defensively, the best team in South America.
Defensively.
It's been 14 matches, 5 goals against us. we actually have only lost 2 games. Even Argentina have lost 3 games. So we have the least losses in the least goals. We know how to keep a clean sheet. Our midfield is very technically sound, very good people in the midfield. But where we're dead is our attack. We don't have anybody clinically
Yeah, you guys don't have
in the
attackers.
attack. We don't. So
Not until
that's
Paez
what's killing us.
develops.
No, we don't.
Even then.
And
It's
right
very
now, I mean, we're dealing with the same issues that CP says, where we have like corruption going on in the federation, right? Like in the Chile game, because we're
That's
pretty
South
much
America in a
qualified,
nutshell.
bro. Like in the Chile game, because we're qualified, they put
Yeah.
on as a starter this kid named Guagua. And again, I don't want to throw any hate to the kid because he has who's gonna say no to play for their national team, right? But he's 16 years old. He has not played a single minute of professional football in the Ecuadorian league, and they put him
Only
to
3
start
JBs. Only 3.
in the Chile game. They put him to start in the Chile game because at this point, like they pretty much figured out if somebody plays internationally for Ecuador, they can get the visa and they can be sold to Europe. Every single player I think that has debuted since Kedri Paz, every single, not even before, I think it was since Caicedo, every single young player who debuted for Ecuador within I think 6 months to a year got sold to a European team for a good fee. So now they're trying to push these young kids to play, which is like, bro, we could have won that Chile game, but we wasted the first half. Because like I said, respect to Wawa, I think he's a promising talent, but he's not of the level yet. He's just not, and you could tell that first half we didn't do well against Chile. We put on actually an actual good player, and we could have won that game. We got robbed by Chile, by the way. That was a goal. Ender's forehead is not that big. Why are you drawing the line there, bro? I'm telling you, bro. They acted like he's Mega Man.
That's true.
We should have won. But regardless, though, I think we're a solid team. I hope that we figure out the attack. I mean, we're going to the World Cup. It doesn't really matter for me. What's more important is collecting more wins so we can move up in the FIFA ranking. Right now, I think we're 24, so we're well positioned in terms of being in the pots and stuff. Like I think we'll probably be pot 2 at worst.
I saw US are like 15th, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's gonna go down a lot. It's gonna go down a lot though because they lost. Yeah, they lost in.
They should be around the 20th. Something.
US is 16th. Yeah, US is 16th. Ecuador is 24th. Yeah.
Exactly. Also, just to speak on CONCACAF real quick, bro, it's the second weakest region. Like respectfully, there's no reason Mexico or the US should be up there. There's no reason that they should be up there, bro. Like respectfully, they're winning a ton of trophies, they're winning a ton of games, but look at the competition they're playing against, bro. Like I don't understand how that works, but whatever. Like I don't know if we're gonna have a USA section because that's a whole other thing, bro.
I mean, I'll touch on it.
We might be here for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Wait, Marshall, can I speak on one last thing? Wait, can I speak on one last thing? So it can all bring us together, and this is me pandering to Jazz, and because I have an agenda. Nigeria can hold that. Nigeria can fucking hold that.
Wow.
Nigeria can fucking hold that.
Bro, tell me how you get more World Cup slots and you still don't make it.
Marshall, you know what the funny thing is? My team in AFCON is South Africa because I have family there, and they're cooking. I know
Apparently
they were so
cooking,
close to winning in AFCON. Like we basically lost 1-0 to Nigeria in like the semifinals, and that we're cooking. And even though there's a slight controversy because we might get 3 points deducted, we're still cooking them when we're first, so they can hold that. They can hold that.
So
we brought a player on that already had 2 yellow cards, so now we're gonna get 3 points deducted because that player shouldn't have played. But you know what? It's okay, guys. Nigeria is still out of the World Cup, so Nigeria can hold that. As just said, the Super Pigeons. Yes. Cape Verde will make it before we see Victor Osimhen.
That's insane.
And Tony Face and
That's
all these.
so
I know
insane, man.
in the World Cup.
And as far as I'm aware, like Nigeria have quality players, and they've gone out of their way to actually nationalize.
They just can't create. They just can't create though. They just can't create. They don't have.
It's crazy.
Real quick to the Pies point, he's literally been 6 months in London. Like I don't know where people missed this, but he turned 18 and immediately went to the UK. He's been at Cobham.
Maybe they should hire Southgate, man. He might cook them.
He got he got called up to the national team because they want to continue, him in the process. They want to include him in the training so he can know the coach and everything. But he didn't play because he has no first team minutes for the past 6 months. He's been in Cobham.
To touch briefly on the USA, and I will say this, people, if you want more in-depth analysis on the US national team, go to TJ Warren TV. They discuss it there. He does watch-alongs there, and I'm probably on some of those previous streams discussing it as well. But to go briefly on it, if you watched Chelsea last season, take that, make it worse, cross inshallah, that's USA now. Don't be surprised if we don't make it out of the group stage. If we have two decent teams in the groups, we're done. So don't be surprised. As far as Peru, I'm actually happy with Peru, but too little, too late. Too little, too late. They sacked the previous manager. This new manager finally gets this international break to play, and who would have thought? You play 4-3-3, you actually get attacking football, and they actually look like they're gonna score goals. Bro, in one game against Bolivia, who we lost to previously, we played at home. In one game against Bolivia, we equaled the amount of goals that we had scored in all of the qualifiers.
You're lying to me. What?
I was gonna say no. The thing is, no, he's not. They scored 3 goals all qualifiers, and they scored.
We
three
scored
against
3 goals all qualifiers, bro.
But
and against Bolivia,
bro,
we finally matched it.
Bro, Peru for their entire country's history have played 4-3-3. The new manager that they hired, this hipster comes in and tries to do inverting fullbacks and all this stuff, and everybody's like, "Why are you doing this, bro? This is not the way we play." I mean, it's too late. It's cooked. It's over. It's finished. But
there's a chance. It's like it's not mathematically impossible.
You would need to. You would need Venezuela to slip, though. That's
we needed to win against Venezuela to really get into that position.
I mean, to be fair, you see, there was a bit of controversy in that game.
You saw. Okay, I wanted. I didn't want to say anything, and I didn't want to believe it. The referee was Chilean. They kept the amount of fouls that were being called for Peru, not for Venezuela, not for Peru. The handball that wasn't checked at the end.
That is so common ball. That is so
common ball. It's peak common ball. I can't hold
yeah, that's heritage.
I don't want to feed into this conspiracy that any Chilean ref, when they're reffing a Peru game, is going to go against Peru. But there is a rivalry.
Pablo Guerrero spoke out on it too at the end of the match.
Marshall, you know what that is? That's a you problem for not having enough money. That's prime common ball. Come on, man. That's heritage. That's heritage, man. That's a you problem.
Bro, I literally watched. No, by the way, this is unironically. For the Chile goal, I watched on my stream as when the ball left Incapie's foot to go to enter, he was onside. Then they switched the TV angle. They switched the angle that they were looking at so they could cut off Incapie, move forward in time so enter was offside. Then they drew the line to his forehead. And they made the line so thick. No, bro, like it is common ball heritage. I can't lie, bro. I mean, Chile could hold that. They're solid to the World Cup, but bro, like,
so we could still hold that.
Yeah, let me see if I can find a manager before.
Get your money.
That way
Marshall,
we never
You
get this
gotta
manager
get your money
ever
in,
in the life of. I never want to see this manager's name ever again. Where the hell is this thing?
Anyway, bring Tite back, bro. Tite did nothing wrong. Real talk.
RSM, I thought I was getting rid of. I was like, I hate Tite. What is this ball? But dude,
little did you know.
I pray, dude.
No,
Dude.
I know.
Oh, Reynoso. Yeah, that guy. He's a fraud. Fuck him.
Yeah.
All right, he should be in prison for making Peru play the worst football. Bro, it was so bad. Guys, I can watch most football. No, I've been watching Maresca ball in the recent days, and it's like I've been dealing with it, right? Like I can tolerate a lot of really bad football. Watching Peru this qualifying season, I honestly rather watch paint dry. We get this new manager, and I'm like, oh my god, we're attacking again. It was just night and day. It was night and day. I think the damage has been done already, though. And we're gonna have to just try again next season or next qualifier because I think that there's too much damage to recoup and go back up in the table. But I mean, it's good to see them playing decent now again.
Sorry, can you just pull up Jez's last quote? Yeah, this one actually you had it right there. No, the Nigeria one. Nigeria has the last 2 African Player of the Years, and these frauds still can't qualify for World Cup. Yes, so Nigeria can hold that. Yeah, Prime can hold that. So once again, Prime hold that. I don't care if you're not here. You can still hold that.
Obviously, I don't want to forget Chris. Chris, how's Wales been doing?
Yeah, man. How've the sheep been, man?
Fuck off.
Hey, yo.
Oh my god.
Never a stream where we can get away with it.
Yeah, there's no stream. When you mention Wales, there's going to be a sheep mention for some reason. You can mention anything else, but yeah, you can mention the sheep.
We could always do the same to Marshall, to be fair.
If this happens, if this I swear to God.
Oh, I pray. I want
if this happens.
Please, bro, please.
I pray.
I don't think it will.
Please, I pray.
But if it did happen, I
don't think
I'll dedicate a stream to just crashing out.
Yeah, I need to crash out.
You need to hire some of them peruanas that be doing santerias at the stadium before games to do that for Podge, bro, because he's following you everywhere.
Bro, I will.
He's following you everywhere, Marshall.
I will join Santeria myself, bro. I'll go to Peru and I'll do everything. I'll every single type of witchcraft I can find, and I'll curse that man. Go ahead, Chris. Tell us about what's going on.
it's not gonna be good. I don't know if we'll qualify. I'm hoping we'll get the playoffs though, because we did ball it to North Macedonia. Like we went 1-0 down. We drew to 1-1. Yeah, we went CP as well. We went 1-0 down at 91 minutes, and then we equalized at 95 minutes. And here's the thing: I've been calling out we need Kiefer Moore on. He comes on at 60, 70 minutes. He does get the winning header, like to Brooks, and we score. What we know, we get a target man up top, and we can use it well. But yeah, like the manager we got, I just don't have faith in him. But you know, England do excite me as well. You know, they got Tuchel. See what he does there, because I'm actually excited to see what England can finally do now.
You still have the Welsh Pirlo in your squad?
Yeah, we do. We do. He wasn't
Joe Allen. Joe Allen. They spelled
so
Joe
even
Allen
he knows, man. He knows the Welsh.
In 2025. In 2025. God damn.
Wales. Yeah, like we got, you know, Brennan Johnson. We got Brooks. We've got who am I thinking of? There's no player I'm thinking of. It's just no, like Nico Williams. That's it. Nico. I do like Nico Williams. Yeah. And there's another winger I'm thinking of as well. He's a young
There's
lad.
Ben Davis and Rondon. That's all you got.
I mean, yeah, Rondon, the centre back, but like I'm thinking of the
Rondon's Venezuelan.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
that guy just scored a penalty on us. Controversial.
That's true.
Actually, not a controversial penalty.
Hold that, yeah.
We got. I guess we got Dan
Fuck
James.
Zambrano, bro.
Hey, Brennan Johnson, man, he's like our best player we got basically. I think at this point, forward anyway wise. So yeah, I don't even know who this Broadhead is, but like I ain't seen him do shit really.
I said Broadhead.
Wait, what did you say? What did you say?
Broadhead.
I thought that's what I thought he said. I thought he said.
No, he's not even a striker. He's not even a striker, and he's playing strike. He's a winger who played in that strike, and we have Kiefer Moore, who's a natural striker. I know he's 32 years old, but like he can still play strike as a target man. But yeah, I don't know if we'll qualify for the World Cup this time.
That's rough. That's also rough. Yeah, it does suck. I'm not skipping England, but because we are going to end up talking about England a little later in the show, then we'll bring it back to England.
We're only like nearly 40 minutes, and we're talking about Chelsea now.
I know. I just asked how you guys are. This is probably
wait.
CP, man, traumatized. You feel better at least?
Maybe Marshall. Maybe you should ask more often so we don't go 40 minutes.
Marshall, why are you saving the? Why are you saving the colonizers for last? That's very Marshall-like.
It's not last.
Thinking.
You know what I'm saying?
Noticing.
Wales is part of the
It's not last.
CP. Come on.
All right, let's get into it, guys. Speaking of Brazil, actually, let's actually get into this. So Santos' future. So if you guys know, some of you don't because you use this show to kind of keep yourself up to date, I guess. Kudos to you. Andrew Santos had a little bit of an interview, and he said the following statement here, which had, of course, bored fans in uproar. Maybe valid, maybe not, but you guys will be the judge of that. Andrew Santos. A lot of people send me the news about Chelsea, but I don't think there's anything concrete like that. No one came directly to me and talked to me. It's in Chelsea's hands. It's in the hands of my businessman. Probably his manager is what he means. It's in my hands. At the moment, I'm focused on these last games that are missing, which are very important here for Strasbourg. When the season is over, we see what happens. Everyone sits down and talks and makes the best decision for both sides. Esteval is a very high-quality player. I'm close to Savinho, and he told me he's a great person. God willing, he will get far, and may we make a great duo at Chelsea, a pair of Brazilians. So people are ignoring this and focusing more on this. Let's actually go into the next tweet real quick, and then we'll go back to that one. And then here we have Ben Jacobs coming out saying that Bayern are interested in Andrew Santos, but Chelsea are not looking to sell. This could only change if Santos agitates for a move, but I'm told he's not this type of character. We will see. He is young. He might want the move depending on game time, in my opinion. I still hold that it is very possible he leaves in January. I don't think it's going to happen in the summer. I think it's going to be dependent on Santos. I think it's going to be dependent on minutes, how he feels about being rotational, or if he's good enough, I think he'll be happy and he'll get starting minutes. But I guess we'll go Scott first. Scott, I guess your thoughts on what Santos is really saying here. I mean, are you of the mindset that he's kind of saying, "Oh, well, Chelsea don't want me. I'm ready to go," kind of thing?
I don't think so. I don't think it comes across. At least doesn't come across that way for me.
Yeah.
I think ultimately, like the problem with all of this, we don't know this until the summer, and I think I said this. This is one of the things for me for next season that if he is still in charge, I'm focusing heavily on is like whether he's going to work under Maresca and whether Maresca is going to use him properly. Because like ultimately, that's the biggest thing. It like we see this season with Vega. I don't think any of us expected Vega to be as good at centre back as he's been since he's gone to Juve. But like there was a player that was good for us, but wasn't fancied as much, and we see him go and we see him perform, and it's like ultimately we just don't know with what's his face with Santos like until he gets it. Like he should be playing next season. Whether he starts or not is another matter. I think ultimately he will take Enzo's place, and it should be him and Caicedo moving forward as the starter in that midfield. But he should be next man up off the bench. Lavia is what it is. Like if he can stay fit, then whatever. But Santos should be at least next man up. He should be the third choice midfielder next season. Like there should be no one else. No, I don't agree.
So I think he would start at Bayern. I don't think Bayern's midfield's that great.
I was going to say he's not
extended.
The fact that they've got Pavlovic playing and starting regularly. I don't know about this season, but I know he was last season. Santos would play for Bayern easily next season. Like I don't see Goretzka being there that long anymore. Kimmich probably will, but then they've got Lima. He starts ahead of him. He's also a different profile. Pavlovic, who's just young. Paulinho, who's been crap, and also again is a different profile. I think he can easily play for Bayern. I think he can easily play for most midfields outside of Real Madrid's, and probably Barca's as well.
Yeah. Oliver, how do you feel about the Santos situation? Are you looking at this in a grim light like a lot of Chelsea fans, or it is what it is? We'll see what happens.
I'm not really like the quotes themselves. I'm not really taking it seriously because it's a very rare exception that you see a player out on loan, sort of suggesting that it's going to be a permanent in the summer or whatever. So, he said the sensible things, to keep everyone happy, and it's just I think I agree with Scott. It's just going to be a matter of wait and see. Whether it's a thing where we just got to see what happens with Maresca. Is it a thing where he fancies him, or is it a thing where he doesn't fancy him? In which case, does that come up in a discussion in the summer? Is it what you said, where it comes up in maybe January after half a season of not playing? It really is just a wait and see thing. I don't take the quotes too seriously. It's just it's just him trying to appease everyone and not ruffle any feathers within fan bases and whatnot.
I mean, at the end of that quote that I had on the screen, he does say he's looking forward to playing at Chelsea with Estevao. So, I mean, you could take it as Chelsea haven't talked to him and all this and that. I mean, I don't see why they would really, unless it's kind of like what the recruitment does. Usually they talk and keep in touch with their players. Maybe that's the thing that happens, but I don't know.
They probably keep in touch, like how he's doing and stuff like that. And
yeah, maybe. But
you hope so.
The way I see it, he's kind of just saying like, listen, we haven't had the discussion. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Right now, I'm more focused on Strasbourg, and I look forward to playing with Estevao. Like it's neither here nor there. I'm not overblowing it. Obviously, Chelsea fans are going to be overblowing it. This is stuff that came out during an international break. So when you're bored, you're gonna come up with conspiracies, because what's more fun than coming up with conspiracies?
True.
I guess. But yeah, any final thoughts on the Santos thing before we move on to the next segment?
I think he was just being honest in the sense that like I've heard nothing from my manager, I've heard nothing from Chelsea about a move, so like it's not in my hands. Like he's basically saying like my job is to just play, and that's what I've always focused on. So like I haven't heard anything from my manager, so it's in their hands. Obviously, people are going to sensationalize it. They're going to take it, make it into a bigger thing as it is. I mean, how many arguments did we hear and crash outs about if we're going to sell Santos? I already know it. I can see it. And I'm like, bro, it's like, that's not at all. It literally goes against what we were being told. That's what I'm telling you, bro. Literally, like nobody has said like everything points to the fact that next season he's going to be important. And let's be quite honest, I'm hearing rumors, nothing confirmed, that Lavia is injured again. At that point, bro, we're giving it up on Lavia, man. We're giving it up on Lavia. I've heard rumors. That's all I'm saying.
Just rumors.
I've heard murmurings. If that's true, Then Santos, welcome to the first team squad. Lavia,
Yeah,
as
I
soon as
think
you're
so.
healthy, you're getting moved on in the January window, respectfully.
I agree.
That's where we're at.
I will
agree.
say though, to add on to that, to an extent, and Chris, I think you wanted to say something, but to an extent, it
just
does
a little
worry me a little bit how much is being shoved down our throats that he's not going to be sold in the summer. It's like a lot. Like Fabrizio every other day is saying, yeah, he's part of the plans. He's
No,
part of
but
the plans. He's part of the plans.
Do you know why I think that is? I think part of that comes down to the fact of like, because of the other nonsense they've done. Like, I don't think anyone in our fan base, right, has doubts about Santos. If we hadn't seen what they've done with Angelo, and we haven't seen what they're now doing with Leslie, and we haven't seen what they did with Hutchinson and what they did with other players, like the fact that they've done this with even Petrovic, right? Like, there's no guarantee he comes back and plays for us next season, despite the fact he's our best goalkeeper and he's on loan.
Yeah.
But like, and this is the issue, and Santos, I do think, is the one exception, but there's always that niggling feeling in the back of your mind, of like, what happens if we get a 60 million, 70 million pound offer? Because that could easily come based on the season he's having. It could easily come from buying a 60, 70 million pound offer. What happens then? That's 7 times what they bought him for.
I got a worrying answer for that one.
Go ahead, Chris.
And I think it's important. It's important to mention as well the fact that reports have come out. I don't know if we're probably going to discuss this, but there's apparently now a need to sell in order to buy a striker. So who's to say no one comes in for? Who's to say no one comes in for Sterling? Who's to say no one comes in for Chilwell? A sacrifice will have to be made.
No, but I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that news at all because we have people like Chalaba, Kepa is going to be bought by Bournemouth. We have a lot of players we can easily sell or
we might as well
be
segue
sold.
into that.
We put a £20 million tag on Chalaba and no one came in for him. How much lower does it have to go? Like, this is the thing. You need interest in these players.
Yeah, but I think even with that, like Kepa would be bought, Vega might go somewhere, even if it's not Juventus, because there was reports that they might not buy him out fully. So I'm not too worried about that. We'll raise money for that. Plus, we're getting the Club World Cup money, and the further we go, the more money we get, anyways.
We're getting less
Chris,
I don't know if we're going to talk about that later on.
Say your piece, and then I'll transition into players.
Yeah, no, like what the guy is saying, like this would be the worst mistake probably Chelsea's done if we sell Santos because we have pardon.
Under
this
mistake.
This would be Chelsea's. No, I think of all time. I think of all time, like letting go play.
Whoa.
Yes,
we had KDB and Salah. I don't know.
No, because I think with KDB, we didn't know the player like
we sold one Mata.
No, I would disagree. He won Player of the Year. He was really
because
good
when Mata went, by the way, when Mata went, he wasn't like effective for that Man United anyway, so it didn't really like matter. Like
but when he got loaned back to us, he was literally Player of the Year for his team.
You mean in the German league? Going about?
Yeah.
When but we got rid of him to the German league.
Yeah, but the German league was still rated. I was still saying
that. But we sold him to the German league, so it was already gone. And then we didn't know what player he was when we did sign, really. I mean, there was potential for sure, because when he did play, he did
it's
look
very
good.
similar to Santos right now.
I think with Santos, he's had like pretty much a full season and showed what he can do. There's more of a scale, like you can see this player.
No, but KDB had a full season there too. KDB had a full season in Germany too when he was balling. He was literally team of the season.
I think he only had 6 months.
No, didn't he have a full season?
I think we loaned him in. I think we loaned him in January.
Let me double check this. But sorry, Chris.
It's very debatable anyway. I mean, it's very debatable. It could be like Chelsea's worst mistake.
I feel like that's being a little over dramatic though, Chris.
No, I honestly, I think he could be one of top midfielders as well with Enzo.
I think he's.
Oh no, I was wrong. It was a whole season. Never mind.
I think he's good. I have seen him play, but like the fact that that's coming from you, Chris, who I don't know if you've seen him play. I mean.
No, I've seen bits and just hearing everything from this guy, how good he is. Like, and people say he can even compete with Enzo, and I know how good Enzo is as a player. Like, I rate Enzo really highly. I think he's like our best midfielder with Caicedo.
Interesting.
So, but with Lavia, he's
very rare for you to say something like that.
But I'm saying with Lavia, he's always getting injured. I can't rely on Lavia. With Santos, I'd rather us keep Santos and just move Lavia on because Lavia, he's a great player. But if he keeps getting injured, then we got Santos who would just easily replace him, no problem, I think. So I don't want to see us get rid of him for 60 million. I know 60 million is a lot of money for a young player, but it's not worth it. We'll spend like 50, 60 million to get another midfielder who's not as good, maybe.
Let's get into some of the player sales, and then we'll continue the conversation here because it was brought up before, right? So Chelsea are confident they can sell many of the current loan players because they have benefited from playing elsewhere. Well, everywhere too, but elsewhere.
I haven't seen this before. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good, man. You're good. Apart from Andre Santos, who is staying again, overemphasizing the Andre Santos thing. But here are some of the quick, run through of some of the players that are clearly on the sell list. Kepa is out of the Chelsea project, and Bournemouth could be open to keeping him. He will leave Chelsea. This all came out of the same exact day, by the way. You see, March 23rd. All these were like boom, boom, boom. All these players are being sold. Chelsea's idea is to sell Axel Sassy this summer. It's over for him at the club. Again, Raheem Sterling will return to Chelsea in the summer as Arsenal will not be signing him. Chelsea's intention is to sell him. And then Ben Chilwell as well here said here, I'm told it's over between Ben Chilwell and Chelsea, so he will be sold in the summer.
His hairstyle.
A little bit probably.
No.
It looks like he has.
João Felix may be reintegrated on the basis that Chelsea may struggle to find a permanent buyer. But to also add on to this, if Chelsea get a good proposal for João Felix, I think he could possibly leave permanently. The door is not closed at Chelsea, though. Well, yeah.
AKA, bro. AKA, he got to understand he a bench option, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to hold it.
Saudi.
There's still a possibility for Nkunku to leave Chelsea in the summer. Okay. Yeah, Turkey. Yeah, that's a possibility too. There's still a possibility for Nkunku to leave Chelsea in the summer to try something different and play on a regular basis elsewhere.
Yeah.
Play on a regular basis.
Oh no, I need to read that part. What are we doing here?
We can add Nkunku's name
Play
to
more.
potential
You're
outgoings.
playing every week right now.
We can add Nkunku's name to potential outgoings for Chelsea this summer. He wants to play regularly for now. Full focus on securing Champions League. Chelsea's main target, Nkunku, knows he's needed for the next games. Okay. A few more tweets and then I'll address what Curry Pirate.
5 million, bro.
Reported names. So £5 million for Kepa, £25 million for Badiashile. That's ambitious.
No, we're not.
Disasi for £20 million, Chilwell for 5, Vega for 30, Dewsbury Hall for 15. I think that's reasonable, I guess. Chukwemeka for 30. I don't know. Felix for 35. That could be possible. And Nkunku for 40. Take an L on that one. Sterling for 10. Not sure.
Now for most of them, I'll be honest.
This should be a 5. Dacho Fofana for 5 and Brozier for 5. So totaling 235 million.
What's up, man?
Who gave these random numbers for these players? Where the fuck? Who?
Yeah, I don't. That's
like. I think we get a little bit more.
Yeah, it's probably for transfer market, to be honest.
Can you do me a favor? Actually, get to your end of thing, and then I want to go back to that tweet at the start.
The VD, wait, that one, the
no, the one about
Nkunku.
We can sell players because they've been playing regularly on loan. Are they fuck?
Gotcha. Yeah, well, okay, so we'll go to that after we're done here. Sales will fund a striker and a winger. Chelsea are set to spend important money on a striker for Enzo Maresca, according to Fabrizio.
The lap, yeah.
The lap is not important money. That's what worries me, bro.
Here we also have David Ornstein answering a question. From what we hear, Chelsea have been working really hard behind the scenes to secure deals ahead of the window opening. I'd expect a starting winger to arrive in the light of Mudrik's uncertainty and maybe also a younger one for the future. CFC have options like Delap and Sesko up front, but it's not clear yet who they're going for, according to David Ornstein. Another surprising one here. I don't think it's really surprising. I actually don't think this is true, but I'm reporting it because Alex Crook said it, and he's somewhat reliable, I guess. He's a source, I'll say that. Newcastle and Aston Villa are keeping an eye on the situation of Nani Madueke. Chelsea could opt to cash in to fund a new summer signing. And then, we'll keep it at that. We'll go back to this tweet like Scott had said. Go ahead, Scott.
Bro, like, what? I know it's come from Simon Johnson, right? And, like, take it with a pinch of salt, but do they actually believe this? Or, like...
Delusion.
Because I'm looking at our loans at the moment, bro. Like, you got Kepa playing regularly. Petrovic shouldn't be sold, that's regardless. Chilwell's played 3 games in the league. Disasi's playing regularly, fair enough. Gilchrist is now persona non grata. Humphrey's playing regularly. Fuck is Sturge. Vega playing regularly, they're not
Vega?
buying him. Caleb Wiley's played 2 league games. Carney's barely played. Felix, they're not buying. I'm missing some out because I just don't care enough. Santos shouldn't be sold. Leslie shouldn't be sold, but will be sold. Baroja isn't playing. Who gives a fuck? Sterling isn't playing. And Washington hasn't played a game. Like, who are we selling that outside of Leslie?
I think
no, Washington has played some minutes, but he's not starting.
He's played none in the league.
I think Chilwell might be.
No, I mean at Santos.
Just because
It must be in friendlies then, because it ain't in the league, brother.
Really? I swear.
No, he's only made one appearance. He's only made one appearance.
Is that the game where a bunch of people got sent off? I'm pretty sure I saw him on the pitch for that one.
Yeah, he's played none in the league. He's played in their version of the FA Cup.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah, one game in the Paulista. For the fun.
Yeah, like the Copine. Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't know what loan players they're thinking of. Like Disassi, yeah, maybe Vega. Excuse me. Outside of that, like
No, I think the fact that the report is saying that like they're already trying to line up a ton of buyers leads me to the fact that they're not going to be like floundering around in terms of, oh, where's this player going, where's this player going, like we were at the end of last season where we're like seeing if we can get Chol off the books, where can we go, where can we get Gallagher, Chalaba, like all these last minute stuff. Like they're not dealing with that again. Like we're saying where they're gonna go, they're gonna have that dealt with already.
I hope that's
like
certain.
certain.
Because to be fair, RSM, they said something similar last season as well.
No, but that didn't happen last season. That's what I'm saying. And I think the Club World Cup actually pushes that to be a fact.
Yeah.
Like
sure.
I was gonna say, I don't know if that's a topic on your thing, Marshall, but like the fact that the Club World Cup, like we've now had the
international break for the window,
the transfer window. Like, I don't care about the international break. You. Like people can laugh at it as long as we've got the
this. Just revealed the club intend to do a majority of the ins and out by the end of June, including striker, right-footed winger.
No, there's no Premier League statement about.
There was a Premier League statement.
No, there's a statement about a special transfer window for us.
Yeah, they're pushing up. Yeah, they're pushing up the window.
The English
Let me find it then.
It's gonna be open earlier and then close again and then open again.
Yeah, it's opening on the 1st till the 10th, closing and then opening on the 16th again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically to give us and City.
It's basically to help us and City. So I'm gonna be pissed if that's open and we do the square root of jack shit in that 10 days. I'm expecting multiple signings because that's the only opportunity you've got to strengthen for the Club World Cup.
Legit.
Does anyone know where I can?
And that means because of that as well. That means Asugo is going to
come in. Had it even. Let me double check.
That with that happening as well, that means Asugo is definitely coming in before the Club World Cup. Because obviously he'll come in when the transfer window opens, which is now then.
Paez is going to be available for that Club World Cup.
Yeah, he looks well. Is he now 18?
Yeah, that's why he spent 6 months already.
But technically speaking, then the moment he turned 18, he's a Chelsea player, so he's currently a Chelsea player.
No. The moment he turned 18, he went to.
Yeah, but no, that's what I'm saying. Like
he's not 18 yet. He's not 18 yet.
He's turning 18 in May, I think.
He's turning 18.
He would have signed a pre-contract. So the moment he turned 18, he would have joined Chelsea.
Yes, pretty much.
Which he has done. So yeah. And it's the same with Esteval. Well, actually, is Esteval 18 already?
No, he will be in May, I think, but he's not joining until after the Club World Cup.
He's representing Palmeiras in the Club World
Cup. That's what I thought. But yeah, that's the thing. So they need to do stuff beforehand. Like it has to happen. Like Cine says, I'm expecting stuff. Whether I'm expecting at least two signings before the Club World Cup.
Oh, here it is.
In those 10 days. Sports. Like if you don't do anything, then number one, what was the point? Like, then what's the point of all this? Number one, and like all of this, the Premier League doing this for you, because the Premier League have and the FA, the fact they've done this, like they should be doing this anyway, really. But the fact they've actually done this is like fair play.
Yeah,
because we were crashing it on them that they were the only FA and the only league that weren't doing it, and now they're doing it.
I think it's only fair though, right? Yeah. Premier League clubs have agreed on the 2025 summer transfer window dates following a shareholders meeting. So June 1st, transfer window opens ahead of Club World Cup. June 10th, transfer window closes. And then 2025 transfer window, June 16th transfer window opens again okay, I see. The window will open early between Sunday, June 1st and Tuesday, June 10th, and it will open again on Monday, June 16th until deadline day, September 1st. Okay. So,
That's funny.
transfer window has an international break.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was laughing at. So we got an
great.
international break for the transfer
Big up
window, bro.
Matisse.
It's
That's
peak.
great. I mean, I hope what you're saying, RSM, is the case, because I remember last time around, a lot of it was planned and lined up because we had to meet that June 10th deadline for FFP purposes. So we were trying to get a lot of business done way ahead of time. And to be fair, we have done it, but has it been successful all the time? 100% of the time? Not really. But I don't also expect all these sales to be 100% successful.
Any of those transfers we did. Sorry to talk much. Any of those transfers we did is like the what was it called? The old PSR, like the old like trade deals, whatever the fuck they were. Have any of those worked out this season?
Trade deals?
No, Amari Kellerman's out for the season. Huh?
You know, we'll give you a player, you give us a player, help us out on PSR, you help us out on PSR, all that bullshit. Have any of them worked?
Felix kind of fucked us over.
Felix wasn't a PSR.
Okay, that was shit. KDH shit. Kellyman got injured for the whole season.
Yeah.
The fuck was the point?
It's really it, right?
What was the point of all of them?
Yeah, we
That's
didn't
about
know.
it, yeah.
Kitty, yeah.
So I mean,
just had to ask.
time
No,
will tell.
I think it's for everyone, Cenac. This window.
No,
Yeah,
it's for
yeah.
everyone, but it's mainly like
that would make it fair.
yeah, it's everyone. The transfer window opens for everyone. Well, for England, which makes us have the earliest transfer window like opening in the world.
Yeah. For 9 days.
It's open for
That'd be
everyone
really
on
interesting.
June
You think
1st.
Chelsea get anything done
That's
in this
probably
9
gonna be
days?
so stressful. Oh my god.
Do you think Chelsea get
Well, no,
anything
but
done
like
in
it
9
should
days?
no. But the thing is, Marshall, it shouldn't be stressful.
Mark gave
If you're getting ahead of it, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like if you're being smart as just a bit of common sense, not even as football people, business people, just as common sense. You've got this competition coming up where you can earn a lot of money by getting quite far, and you should at least, bare minimum, get to the quarterfinals. I think it is. That's the point where you'll face someone like Atletico, PSG, or Palmeiras. Essentially, that's so. Quarterfinals is bare minimum. So do your business, and then you get to a lot of money, and no one's complaining. But just
I agree. And hopefully they actually do. If they don't, oh man, it's gonna be a rough summer in terms of transfers. Because that indicates to me already it's like more of the same bullshit, you know.
I was gonna say if they don't do transfers to try and not even win this, yes, win this, but I'm not expecting us to win this to compete. That tells me everything about where we're going, because this is a cup, for fuck's sake.
It's a big.
This is a cup that you have to play in every 4 years. This is not like the biggest thing you have to play for, but it's something you can win. If you can't build a team or get players in to win
I think it's
this,
top 3.
say again.
I think it's top 3 for clubs, though. Definitely.
Yeah.
No, not for European clubs.
You don't think? Because all the best European clubs are gonna be in it and all that. It's gonna be one of those competitions where the best of the best are gonna be there. So
in terms,
I think it changes because the prestige changes because there's a new format.
It's always been one of those things. Even back in the old format, it's always something that the South American teams, especially, and the teams just from the Americas in general, just take way more seriously than the European teams.
Yeah, I get that, but there's a lot of money on the line, and just we only have normally just one European club in it, and that's it. The rest are South American and all sorts. So yeah, I get it. They didn't take it serious, but they might take it a lot more serious with just facing against Real Madrid or Barcelona or I don't know who's in the Italian teams, but PSG or Man City. There's a lot of good teams in there. So this is where
most teams take it more seriously because of the money that's on the line.
Yeah, the money.
I think that's why, rather than the prestige, I think it's down to the money more than anything.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
also, I mean,
Chelsea versus Barcelona. I'd love to see that again. I agree.
But I do think
we
that
need it.
I do think that the prestige of it and the perception of it will change, since this format is actually more of like what it should have been to begin with, to be honest. Like, I don't think people cared about the Club World Cup because most of these clubs, like the Real Madrids or the Chelseas, the Uniteds or whoever, the Worlds, they would join in the semifinal. Like, it was 2 games.
Yeah, but it's different now, though. It's different.
Exactly. No, but that's what I'm trying to say, Chris.
Yeah.
Like, I think now that changes. Like, okay,
feels
people
like
are
a
going to
global
actually watch and
Super
tune in.
Feels like a global
essentially.
Super League
It's a
where all the
global
best,
Super League, yeah.
Used to be
like, literally
mid-season
all
as
the
well.
best teams, and then it's 100 million for prize money if you win it all. So it's basically like a global Super League for a month.
Yeah, I look forward to watching this format. We'll actually talk about the Club World Cup in a minute.
I can't believe we're in it. I can't believe we're in it. We're the club out of England to be in it.
It's
We're
funny because we're in it. Liverpool aren't, because Liverpool just missed
Well, that's
the
Man
window
City.
where they were
they
gonna
missed
qualify
the
for
cutoff.
it.
Yeah, Man
And
City knocked them down.
We were in there.
Yeah, they can hold that.
But big up to the Blue Studio 1 for the $2 super chat. Big up everyone. Would love to join the show, guys. Well, send a $200 super. No, I'm just kidding.
Dang.
No. Honestly, if you do want to be a part of the show, I listen. CP became a part of the show as a result of being a regular here, as a result of coming on to the call-in shows enough. Yeah. Eventually, I started to get to know the guy and thought he was a good fit. So, hey, man, you got to work to get your spot here, you know?
Calling should be next week anyway, right?
Yeah, he has one every first of every month, guys. So next week.
The first Wednesday of every month. So, yeah, next Wednesday
next week.
is a call-in show. Yep, next week. So, yeah, if you want to have your say and, you know, show face and be a part of the community, I think that's the biggest notion here, is be part of the community. And I think a lot of people have a shot to be on the show. Like, let's just I have to get to know you. You got to get some credibility under you. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care about the clout. It's more like, show me that
he needs to be wined and dined. That's what he's saying. He needs to be wined and dined before
He's lying.
he takes you to his place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You need to get a couple beers in them, you know.
Beers in him. You know
Yeah,
get those beer goggles in before he invites you to his place, and then he's like,
I ain't gonna lie, the beers
do what you
will
want
get me.
kind of thing.
Hey, yo, no. Okay, so since we're actually on the topic of Club World Cup, I wanted to bring up this, just two or three little updates on the Club World Cup. Let's go ahead and start with this first tweet. Is that
oh dear.
Here we go. Chelsea's first Club World Cup opponent, Club Leon, have been booted out of the tournament due to shared ownership with Pachuca. A replacement club will be announced in due course.
So funny. But
there was another club. I can't remember.
That's not
what
good for us. Yeah, it's not good.
Club was called. It's not. It wasn't that. I don't think it was that much of a more prestigious club. I couldn't find the
What's
tweet,
that?
but I did see it. It's a club that I don't even recognize. I think they're a club out of Jamaica or.
It wouldn't. It would be a Mexican team.
I don't think it was
because basically, well, it'd have to be like
Yeah,
the whole
I'll
point is the reason Club Leon are
You
in
get
it.
from a certain amount from every region.
It's not even that. It's the reason Club Leon are in it is because they won the CONCACAF Champions League. Fuck, when was it? Last year? Was it last year? I can't fucking remember. I lose track. So it'd have to be a Mexican team. Like, I don't know if they're already in it, but like
they're trying to appeal it right now. But
Club.
I saw it was a group. I didn't even recognize it
because like it can't be a Jamaican team. They're not like because that would be Cavalier. They're not putting fucking Cavalier in the Club World Cup. For Christ's sake.
It's based. It's not based off the Mexican League though. It's based off of CONCACAF.
Yeah, no,
You
but
get
what I'm saying is based off the CONCACAF Champions League, which the only teams making it to the final were Mexican teams and the occasional MLS team. So unless it's going to be LAFC, I don't even remember who the fuck it was that year that got to the final. It might have been LAFC that lost to Club Leon. The other team it should be, I'm going to be real, the team it should be, and the team it probably might be, and this is why it's worse for us, is Club America.
Didn't we struggle against them in preseason?
Yeah, they're the best team in Mexico. By a mile, by the way.
Alajuelense. Costa Rican team.
But that's dope, bro. Fair enough. Like that makes it easier.
Alajuelense from Costa Rica emerging as top candidate. to replace
Cool.
Club Leon in FIFA World Cup.
Bet tell us. We're gonna see a Pies generational game, bro.
Yeah, that's gonna be sick. Like playing Alajuelense, but
yeah, FIFA hasn't officially named a replacement for Club Leon. Liga Deportiva Alajuelense of Costa Rica's most likely candidate. Alajuelense is currently ranked 45th globally by FIFA, highest ranked CONCACAF team, not from Mexico or MLS, and therefore the next most suitable.
But then, but why? Like, I just looked. Yeah, it was LAFC that they beat. So in theory, it should be LAFC that is in, or it should be a Mexican team. Like, fair enough. Like, I don't know why I'm complaining. It makes it easier for us. Like, it's just weird to me. Like, the way they've done this.
But yeah, it hasn't been decided yet. I think Leon are trying to dispute it and all that stuff. Obviously, that's what they were gonna do. But also on the same topic. Wait a minute, one more time.
I said it means we don't get to play against Hammers.
Yes,
Yeah, we don't.
True. One more, two more tweets on some Club World Cup
on them.
stuff is Julian Esteval's agent Cutie said that Chelsea was the only club that saw Esteval as a 10.
It's Cutie, not Cutie.
Dude, this
Cutie
man is
crazy.
definitely not South American. This
I didn't
man's
say
definitely not
cutie.
South American.
I said cutie.
Oh, you said cutie.
man.
That's what
You said cutie with an accent, bro.
Yeah, I just said Cutie. I'm like,
Fucking A, bro. Julian Esteval's agent Curry, okay? Fucking A. Chelsea was the only club that saw Esteval as a 10 to play in the midfield. I could be wrong. You might be
Shout
wrong.
out to Cutie.
But we will have opportunity. I think we will be right. So that also had a lot of weight in the decision, told Globo. Like, people already crashing out about this. I can't remember how many times Jorginho's agent spoke and people dismissed it because it's Jorginho's agent. It won't be long until we do this the same thing with Esteval. The current plan for Willian Esteval is to play FIFA Club World Cup in July with Brazilian side Palmeiras. He'll then join Chelsea right after the competition to start the new season under Enzo Maresca. I think Paez also was, I forgot to include that tweet. He is currently at Cobham training with, not training, but he's prepping and acclimating to life in London so that it's an easier transition for him.
How do you fail at English and Spanish, Marshall, out of interest?
I talk a lot. Sometimes I run out of words.
Man, those are the two languages he's meant to speak. That's jokes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cutie, man, right, Marshall? Shout out to Cutie, man.
Shout out to Cutie, bro. Big up everyone. Smash the likes if you're if it's Curie or Cutie, all right? But yeah, I mean, Club Leon is probably the biggest little update from this. I mean, is anyone really opposed to seeing Esteval play as a 10? I mean, are we really giving it that much airtime? Like, are we just waiting to see what happens?
Well, I've said it before. Like, I'd want him to play 10 going forward potentially. Like, or the problem is, right, it's difficult because this whole thing with Esteval hinges on what we do with our wingers this season. And I think,
yes.
Obviously, we still have the 3 positions we need to fix in terms of goalkeeper. Well, goalkeeper maybe, depending on what happens with Petrovic, but centre back and striker definitely. I think sneakily, our winger situation has then become the next most important thing because it's a mess. Like, I know we're going to talk about the Sancho thing, which is fucking hilarious, by the way.
It is funny.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. Yeah,
obviously, you got the drug mule is never playing for us again. Our best winger, I don't care what people say, for me is not
The Winter Soldier, the Ukrainian Winter Soldier. No.
That's the Ukrainian Winter Soldier, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last time we had a drug mule,
Ukrainian Winter Soldier.
No, it's, bro, like, because Mikhailo so you got him. You've got Noni, who apparently we might be selling, and is probably the easiest winger to sell. But he's, for me, our best winger. Has been our best winger this season.
Sell him, please.
Mudryk? Yeah, no, Madueke. You said,
sell him.
I think
he's probably our easiest winger to sell currently.
Easy, bro.
40 to 60.
Not even that. You get 35.
I'd be okay if it's 50 or something higher, because I feel like there should be other wingers out there.
We make a profit on him for sure.
Give me Brahim Diaz, please, I beg.
Because if we can get a good value, a good price, and buy a really good winger, then I'm fine.
Over Nani, Madueke, I need it.
No way. No way.
Fat side grade, bro.
Is that no way as in you don't want him, or that's not
possible?
No,
yeah, no. Is that I do not want Brahim Diaz. If we're
we want Liao, man. We want Liao.
I do not want Liao as a right winger.
Why are you
no.
laughing? I thought Brahim Diaz looked like. Oh, I haven't seen him that much. So I can't speak.
He's a left winger as well. Actually, is he?
He can play. He's mostly right
He can play
winger. He's
both.
mostly right winger.
What wingers? Oh, damn.
He's a
That
left
is-
footer, and he
is
plays anywhere in the
Jamie Gittins,
front, but
man.
he's mostly right. No.
Absolutely. Because, like, the thing is like, as I said, for me, he's been our best winger this season. You've then got Neto, who's just in a bit of like a vacuum. Like
He's missing that big
he's
strike
meant
in
to
the
be our
bottom
best
as well.
winger. I think
Ignore
he is.
JC's comment.
I don't
Ignore
think
JC's
it's that
comment.
bad. It's just like
He needs a
not being
header in the
used
box.
right.
He needs a header in the box.
Yeah, he's the only one where it's
Yeah,
like
you've been here a long time.
he has a future. I said this. Neto is the only winger I
He'll
see
show up
having
a
a
few more
future here.
times.
I said this.
Yeah, I agree. RSM, I agree, and like he's the one that needs to work out because next season he probably should be the starter, but he's also the one next season who has the least amount of leeway with any of our wingers, being honest. So we need another winger, at least one more, and it needs to be a winger of substance. Like,
Don't give me Garnacho, bro. I'll crash out.
Yeah,
Oh God.
go and get me.
Ignore JC's other comment.
I know this might get based on his comments earlier, this might get CP's like might give him just shivers down his spine. But go and get me Lookman, like, please, for that left wing spot.
What a transformation!
No, I
that
like.
guy's
No,
gone
no,
through,
he's
man.
good. It's
Don't
just
lie.
like if we get too many AFCON players, then I don't want them all missing
I
when it's
hear that.
December.
Fair.
That's
But yeah, like go and get me Lookman for that left hand
Oh,
side.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
said that. I was like, where are you going
No,
with this?
because if we're getting because if we're getting I'm saying like if we get
Yeah.
Osimhen and Lookman and they're starting strikers and left wing, and then I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
December we're fine. Like,
Oh, I
next
didn't know what you
December,
meant.
we're
Yeah.
But yeah,
Arsenal
go and get
fans
me
was something
Lookman.
else.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Love
there's an issue with this where it's like, because Esteval needs to get some minutes next season. Like, if he's as good as you think he is, and you want him to become what you think he is, he can't be getting 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there in games. That's stupid. He needs to be getting regular minutes. But you also can't be relying on him to be the starting winger every game and bail you out all the time. So it's a real fine line, which so far we've failed under this ownership group, like seriously failed for the most part. Outside of Palmer, who no one expected him to be that good, and we're seeing this season,
Wait, you spoke
the drop off is huge. And when he is relied on all the time and he has the drop off, there's nothing else. So it can't be that again for a kid that's younger as well. So like,
Scott,
Yeah, this
Scott,
was- that was the-
read
that was the
what this
comment.
terrorist. No, read what this terrorist wrote. Talv. Man said Jordan IU in 2020. Fuck off.
is he talking about Jordan or
Fuck
Andre?
right
No, Andre's still playing.
Fuck right off. I don't even care.
What about
either
Nico
of the
Williams,
IU
bro?
players.
What about Nico Williams?
Either
No.
of them in
What's he doing this
2025.
season?
You're
That
That ain't
kidding.
happening.
This
I
man said
don't need
IU
Williams.
for experience. This
Okay.
man mentioned an IU brother for experience in big 2025. You can fuck right off. You don't care about that. You can
But yeah, but
fuck
as I
right
said, I just think that like the whole winger core is an issue because we need to work out who's staying, who's going, and who is doing what next season in terms of the hierarchy. Because like, if they are going to sell Madueke, cool. You cannot tell me next season that we're selling Madueke, we're bringing in like Bino Gittins for fuck's sake as the replacement,
Keeping Sancho
and then just Esteval's the backup. That's not good enough. If we're selling
That's
Noni,
not-
my feeling about Noni being sold is the same as I felt for like Chalobah being sold, and the same as like the Leslie thing. And it's like, if you want to sell these guys, fine. The replacements better be much better. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they better
I mean,
be
that's-
better. Like, if
that's
you're
what happened,
selling
bro.
Noni-
But I don't trust him because that's exactly what we said about KDH. We're like, okay, hopefully it's an upgrade on Gallagher, bro. It was a downgrade. It's insane.
It's just, I'll say at best it's a side grade, and that's it. It's like,
best.
bro, like just save
Side
yourself the
grade.
money. Don't sell the player who's played with the squad and doesn't have to learn how to play with the squad, and stick with what you've got.
I mean,
Everything
with
needs to be
with
buy and sell.
Gallagher won though. We
Gallagher
did that
was
because
bugging,
of
though.
Felix won it.
Yeah.
But then again, Felix.
No, he also wanted to be paid as much as Enzo. Like even before the Felix thing came out, we were
Oh,
already
really?
trying
I
to
didn't
like
know
get him
that.
out the squad.
Okay, Scott, I have a
Yeah.
question for you. So let's say we sell Madueke for 60, but
That'd be good.
to replace him, not on the right wing, but as a winger, aka left winger, we get Rafa Leao for 70. So
No.
basically, we spend another 10.
70.
I don't like Rafa Leao, but I'm just saying because we were linked with him. So I'm just saying, like, let's say
Yeah,
we
I
sell
think
Madueke
Rafael Leao, 50
I'll be
million.
honest,
Leao
Right
for
now, man.
70.
I think Leao has dropped off massively, but my biggest issue
Oh, I
with
agree
him,
too. I don't want him. I don't want him. His tracking
my
back too.
biggest issue with Leao is the defensive work. So unless you're going to sack
Yeah,
the
Maresca
work
and
rate,
get a
yeah.
manager who doesn't care as much about defensive work from his wingers, it ain't going to work.
Yeah.
But like, That's the thing. That's like I was gonna say. If we sold Madueke and signed Lookman, and you said, "Cool, our starting wingers next season, and Neto on the right," which people might not want to hear it. He's been better on the left this year, in my opinion, than he has on the right over the most of the games he's played. And Lookman on the left, I can hear that. And then you have Sancho and Esteval as the backups. It's not amazing, but that's an upgrade. If we're like I said, if we're selling Noni and we're getting Bino Gittins or fucking Garnacho, God forbid, see you later. I'm not interested. I'm not interested.
We're linked with Yildiz too. No, there was reports yesterday,
He's
2
not.
days ago.
For me, he's not a winger.
I know he's not, but that's what
Isn't that the kid
winger.
from Deportivo?
No,
you're thinking of Jeremy Hernandez.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
He's Juventus Turkish player.
Yeah.
Young kid.
Okay, yeah. I kind of remember seeing that in a glance. How did we even get here from the club? Oh, Esteban,
It was
right?
Esteval.
Most of all,
Okay. Yeah, wow, what a tangent. Yeah, you know what? I'll save that comment for when we get to Sancho. But I mean, in terms of the wingers, obviously we do need to recruit wingers, right? I mean, we have Quenda who's not available until next year, which is annoying. It's frustrating. If he is as good as they say he is, then it's a great acquisition, but we don't have it yet. You got Esteval. Pais, I don't think plays on the wing. I think he could, but wouldn't want him there either. You got the option of Cole Palmer being shifted over there. I wouldn't mind Nani being sold, but at the same time, I think he is our best winger in terms of what Maresca is asking for. And we also do have to take into account what's going on with Mudryk, which transfer, actually gets me over to my next topic, which is we have not really, but some
updates. What update, brother?
On Mudryk. Yeah, that's why I said not really.
Update? There's no update.
Yeah. Update is there's no update. Quotes from Mikhailo Mudryk were shared on social media last week, including by one Chelsea fan account on X, boasting more than 1 million followers. Yet, I'm told by his team that their client has not said a word. As of today, the FA, and this was 2 weeks ago, as of today, the FA have not charged Mikhailo Mudryk, and he is still only provisionally suspended. If this is true, then what the hell's going on?
He's cooked.
Yeah, confidential. Naturally, cases such as Mikhailo Mudryk's are legally complex. It's a band. Ridiculous.
That's all I was just looking at. I was like, wait, what is that on his head?
They can be highly secretive, painfully slow, and you may have noticed tricky for those of us covering them. The issue, championing them to issue a verified update no matter what you may hear on a grapevine and from whom. So no real updates. Apparently any comments that have been said have been kind of suppressed, and there's been no action from the FA quite yet, which I feel is odd. I was under the impression that it's done, and that this whole time that we've been waiting, it's been Chelsea just trying to come up with a story to put out to the media to kind of just lessen the blow of how embarrassing this might be and how frowned upon it might be. I don't know if he did it by accident or not.
That's gonna be on the lines. Like, he did not know what he was taking.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
that's already been said. I think.
It's silly man.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, bro.
Well, that's what they always say, though, isn't it?
Some just
always
deny
gonna
it.
deny
No, I don't think he has denied it though. Like what he's took.
Yeah, but honestly, respectfully, you're a grown ass man. Like, you should know what you put in your body. Pause.
Yeah,
you're a professional athlete.
Yeah,
true.
Like I say, you're a grown ass man and you're a professional.
Definitely not a professional.
You should know what goes in your body.
He should have checked up with like who knows the officials around the Premier League, what you can take and what you can't, and he clearly didn't do that, obviously. So
yeah,
it's a shame though, because he looked like he's improving this season. It's not like
the bar wasn't held though. The bar was
the bar was like down there, like but it looked like he was getting better. So
yeah,
it's a shame though.
It is a shame. I do think Chelsea need to cut their losses on this and just find another winger. Eliminate I've said this already. Terminate the contract and just move on. I don't know
Do
if
we
it's
have to
true
pay
that
for that,
other.
Nope.
I don't think so.
Well,
I think he gets docked his wages for that reason.
It's I think it depends. I don't know what happened with Pogba, like because I think it was just reported as like a mutual termination.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
I think I remember like it's mutual or something.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I mean, I'm sure we're gonna get updates in the summer for it. To be honest, I could see that just being one of the stories of the summer during the transfer saga. What's gonna happen with Mudryk in his future and all that fun stuff.
I just want him gone.
Figured I'd put that in there in passing.
How long has he been at Chelsea? 3 years?
Too long.
Too long.
Yeah, like he's been here for this is the 3rd year,
Too
right?
long.
Technically, right?
In January, it was 2-year anniversary.
He hasn't had the fact that we're saying.
I remember when I
anniversary is
laughed.
crazy.
I remember when I just laughed at Arsenal not getting Mudryk, and we did.
Oh, how the tides have turned, man.
I was just rubbing it like how they failed to get him, and yeah, silly me.
Sorry, what?
You were what?
I laughed at Arsenal.
Chris, you know what you just said?
Wait, what did I
just said?
Y'all are.
I'm not gonna say okay. You know, also pre-pause, because Chris doesn't know. You said I was rubbing it. That's what you said.
Oh no, rubbing it in. Okay, no, I'm not even gonna say rubbing it in.
You
You didn't say in afterwards.
Just
Why? I didn't even notice that. Like, completely
as soon as
I
you said
did.
it,
I definitely
noticed
did.
it,
I
bro.
noticed it.
I noticed it, but nothing else I didn't want to say.
I can't
Bro,
keep my
I just
composure
I'm not
when you
like-
do
surprised.
shit like that,
This is
bro.
the channel I'm on, so I'm not surprised you caught that.
Yo, this is without Ahmed on the panel right now. I wonder what he's doing.
Said no, Ahmed.
Oh shit, bro. Let's go on to the next segment, man. Okay, so this is an interesting one. Because what the hell are you talking about? Okay, anyways, this is an interesting update. CST versus Bowley. I feel like this isn't helping our relationship with the owners, but hey, we'll discuss it. So, Chelsea Supporters Trust has asked the Premier League to act and investigate co-owner Todd Bowley's involvement in ticket reselling website Vivid Seats. Imagine narking on your own club. Okay, let's continue. Chelsea Supporters Trust have also submitted evidence against Vivid Seats to the UK government's Department for Culture, Media and Sports. We continue on here, and I'm not going to read this whole thing, guys. If you want to read it, go ahead. I'll put the tweet in the chat. But Vivid Seats open letter to DCMS. Consultation. Jesus. The CSTs have written an open letter to the Premier League CEOs in response to reports connecting Todd Bowley and Vivid Seats. The CST has also submitted evidence on this issue to the DCMS consultation on the resale of live event tickets. To continue on, kind of the summary of this is Chelsea Supporters Trust has written to Richard Masters, the Premier League's chief executive, regarding Todd Bowley's involvement with Vivid Seats. Bowley, a minority shareholder and chairman at Chelsea, is a director at Vivid Seats, a website that allows the resale of Premier League match tickets, including Chelsea games, for thousands of pounds above face value. The American ticketing company is listed on the Premier League's website as an unauthorized ticket website, with the league urging fans to exercise extreme caution when using it and other ticket exchange companies. I'm just gonna say this: even if he gets caught and they tell him he needs to drop one or the other, Clear Lake is still there. I mean, how do you guys feel about this? Because I feel like this is, I get from a moral standpoint, if you want to feel some type of way about it, fine, but I can't help but feel like this is just coming from a place of we're gonna do anything we can to try to get these owners out. So we're gonna find something to expose you, and hopefully it works.
No, I think this is a problem. I don't know if you saw. I believe the members and the season ticket holders, they got an email within the last week talking about touting and stuff like that. So, you know, for the club to put that sort of stuff out to their members and whatnot, only to be on the board or be a chairman or whatever his role is in Vivid, it is a conflict of interest. You know, and you know, touting is illegal in the UK, or at least it's, you know, it's either illegal or forbidden. However, whether it's lawful or not, it is a problem. And there's no way to really compare this. Like, you can compare things between Roman and Clear Lake and Bowley and whatnot. Roman was never involved in he was never explicitly involved in a touting website, so you can't exactly compare it. So this is a new thing for the fan base. So, you know, this is just the way they're responding. You can't compare it to they hate this owner versus they love this owner. It's just never happened before.
Chris, how do you feel about this?
I actually listened to half of this because I had to come back. So,
yeah, Chris, man.
I don't really want to go
Chris.
into like this. No, I had to go out for like 5 minutes.
It's fine. I understand, Chris. RSM, how do you feel about this?
I mean, I understand the frustration. I understand why people would be upset, but like when you read what the Chelsea supporters are saying, like they are pretty much saying that like he's using his position within Chelsea and the power that he has to like basically try to skim a couple extra like what for him would be pennies when he's a billionaire. Like they act like he's like,
I didn't want to assume that's what it was, but yeah,
they act like he's because I looked into it. I'm like, okay, if this is a serious conflict of interest, like it would be wider ranging. Like it would be an issue where he's using his power and the position he has within the Premier League to be doing this for a lot of other clubs. But when you look at what the Chelsea supporters are saying, they're like singling out that he's doing this to Chelsea fans, that he's like skimming pennies off of them. And I'm like, he's a billionaire, bro. They act like he's the head of it and he's like a big bad evil villain who's been orchestrating this. And I'm like,
it's one big conspiracy theory.
And I'm like, most likely what happens is he is an investor in that company, right? He's not like the CEO. He's not there for their day-to-day stuff. Like he's not there for a lot of this stuff. And what people need to realize is he's also American. Like I'm sure that he knows that ticket touting is legal in the UK, but the company's supposed to know that. So at the end of the day, you put somebody competent in charge of the company, they're supposed to know that that's legal, and you're not supposed to do that in the UK. And if they're found guilty, like he's just an investor in it. Investors are never found guilty for what the company's doing.
You know what probably will happen as a result of this? If it really escalates, Bully will just find someone else to take his place in the chair. It'll be a temporary leave until he gets out of Chelsea, and then he rejoins. Like, you solve absolutely nothing. I understand what Oliver's coming from. Like, I do think there is something to be said about it. I do think there is a conflict of interest there. But I don't think Oliver is of the mindset that Todd Boehly is literally the one sitting in the back of his MacBook Pro or behind his MacBook Pro, rebuying tickets and selling them for extraordinary amounts of money.
Absolutely not. You know, people need to understand what Vivid Seats actually is. It's a marketplace where fans sell their tickets. Todd Boehly isn't dipping into the allocation of Chelsea Football Club and putting these tickets on the website himself. These are fans that have bought the tickets and are selling them for their own profits.
But that's what Chelsea fans, though, that's what the alleged they're saying, is that like he is getting tickets from Chelsea and then putting them onto this website. And I'm like, so he could skim a couple hundred. He's a billionaire. What are we talking about? But that's the allegation.
He doesn't need to do this to make money. If he's scamming people, it's at a much grander scale, far more complex than what we could understand.
He's a billionaire. He's scamming people. He's taking advantage. He's taking advantage of poor people in third world countries. That's what every billionaire does, bro, for cheap labor. That's what he's doing. Let's
you're
be
not
real,
wrong.
bro.
You're not. This is not wrong. But in terms of this, like, I already had a feeling as soon as I saw this come up. I was like, I bet you it's a bunch of smooth brains believing that it has to do with this guy just sitting and buying tickets and reselling them himself for extra cash in his wallet. And
pretty much,
it's if anything, it's another fan within the fan base actually doing that. Like, they're actual fans within the fan base, within the Chelsea supporters shows, within the season ticket holders that are doing the scamming. It's not Todd Boehly.
Not just Chelsea fans, by the way, as well. This is a marketplace for events in general, whether that be other Premier League matches, whether that be music events. I've even heard it's an event marketplace.
Yeah.
So this isn't just a Chelsea problem. This is a wider problem, definitely.
And by the way, Ziggy, to answer your super chat here, thank you for the super chat, $1.99 super chat. Who initially buys tickets and resells it? You'd be surprised. There's a lot of people that make somewhat of a side hustle from doing that. Some people do it like legitimately, like not like buy tickets for 100 and then resell them for 1,000, but like, you know, just up the price a little bit. They buy tickets ahead of time for something that they know is going to sell out and is going to be in demand, and then they make a little bit of extra cash from it to a morally acceptable amount, I would say. And yeah, like I've met people who literally, some people I'm sure do this for a living. So it is like a thing that is something that's done here in the US for sure. Maybe not as, you know, prominent in the UK. But yeah, I felt like this is, I get where it's coming from. Again, I don't think anything's going to come out of it. I think, like I said before, Boley will step down, but he will find someone else to take his place, making it a nothing burger, essentially. And these CST guys are just desperate to find anything and anything to get this guy out, not really realizing that he's only, 10% of the problem? Right? That's how much he has of a share? 10%, 25%, 20%?
He's here on a controlling share, bro. They act like he's literally like in like a, you know, a super evil like penthouse with his MacBook, like taking the tickets that he has from Chelsea and then putting them onto the website with 100% upcharge. Like, come on, man.
Bro, he's a billionaire.
He's
a billionaire.
With a B. With a B.
For him, $1,000 is not worth his time.
I just didn't know the MacBook was the computer villain of choice. I just didn't know that. But
bro, why wouldn't it be?
I don't know. But second of all,
Mac is a status. Mac is a symbol of status, bro. Come on.
That's true. But I just want to point this out. Don't want information on this, Chris. But he talked about rubbing out and then was gone for 5 minutes. So I just want to say,
stop it. Big up Ziggy again for the $1.99 super chat. So CSC fans are hustling each other on blaming Todd. Yeah, essentially. What happened?
Check the private chat. No, it's getting more suspicious.
He said Chris will be back in 20 minutes. I don't know why he'll be back in 20 minutes. Okay.
Crazy work, man. Crazy work.
This is a conspiracy theory we don't want to get into and see.
Yeah, I don't want to know. That's I don't want to know, but I'm just saying.
Ridiculous, bro. All right, let's go into the next topic that I have for you guys. I don't even know what's next. What is next? Oh, yeah. Okay, so one of the big topics we're going to talk about. Guys, there's been big updates on the stadium. And it looks like we're actually getting more clarity on what's going on. So I did speak about this with Ahmed briefly yesterday in the Chelsea Hour show. So if you haven't checked it out, go ahead and check it out. But yeah, so the long and short of it is that there was a Bloomberg interview with Todd Boehly in which a few things were revealed. So let's get into some of the few things that were revealed. But one of the bigger things was the stadium, pretty much, and plans for it. So let's go ahead and bring this up here. So the first tweet I have here is exclusive Todd Boehly. If you look at the evolution of the team, it's a team that is young, that's got long contracts. All these things are new. If you look at what's actually happening, then you'll see there is a core stability, and I think we are executing on a plan that will ultimately have Chelsea where they need to be. I mean, we are sat in the top four right now. I guess so. And by the way, guys, like I will also say, since it's Bloomberg, obviously I shouldn't say don't expect because it's already out, but like he's not going to talk a lot about Chelsea. It's more business, right? We go into the other quote here. One of the frustrating things as Chelsea owner is the Premier League has become so competitive. But one of the great things about being in the Premier League is it has gotten so competitive. Wow. Wise words. Wisdom, much. Boehly on ownership drama. We have a big stadium development opportunity that we have to flush out, and I think ultimately where we are going to be aligned or go our different ways. A little grim, but also this is kind of where we go from here. So sources have indicated Chelsea hope to make progress on their stadium plans in the summer. Chelsea have been examining the possibilities of building a new stadium on the current site or moving to a new location, which would need the green light from the CPO, with President and Chief Operating Officer Jason Gannon put in charge of the project. It is understood Todd Bowley favors a move to Earl's Court, something which we've been told multiple times isn't going to happen, but details to come right now. So Chelsea Fan Accountability did a good job of kind of summarizing what's going on in terms of why Earl's Court is still apparently an option. So here's a summary, since the original article is behind a paywall and I don't want my followers to pay access to access one article. Okay, sorry. Words are mixed up. Big up Chelsea Fan Accountability. So the Earl's Court Development Company, ECDC for short, is advancing plans for a £10 billion redevelopment of the former Earl's Court Exhibition Centre site in London. The proposed master plan includes approximately 4,000 homes, 2.5 million square feet of office space, and 20 acres of public realm, aiming to create a mixed-use development with residential, commercial, and cultural spaces. However, the project has encountered opposition from local residents and councillors. Concerns have been raised about the height of the proposed buildings, the capacity of local infrastructure to support the development, and architectural styles compatibility with the surrounding area. Linda Wade, a Liberal Democrat councillor, has expressed apprehensions that properties might be sold to foreign investors rather than local residents, emphasizing the importance of building communities, not just properties. Despite these challenges, ECDC remains optimistic about securing approval, viewing the project as crucial to meeting London's housing demands and contributing to the broader redevelopment of West London. To support the financial aspects of this extensive redevelopment, ECDC has enlisted a capital raising expert to assist in securing the necessary funding for the project. Continuing on here, Chelsea hoped to have a new or developed stadium by early to mid 2030s. Breaking. Chelsea sources say there will be no stand-by-stand rebuild due to cost, disruption, and limited ability to improve matchday experience to capacity. The two options left are complete demolition and redevelopment, or moving to Earl's Court, according to Liam Toomey here. So here we have a bigger map of where Earl's Court is versus Stamford Bridge. It's actually not that far at all. I thought it was a lot further. Exclusive. Figures familiar to the issue believe Chelsea moving to Earl's Court is the most realistic solution for the club. There is no other site available in West London, and redeveloping Stamford Bridge is feasible but challenging, not least because the ground is next to a railway line. A stand-by-stand rebuild is unattractive, and a complete demolition would come with a drawback of Chelsea having to play at a temporary home, most likely Wembley, for up to 7 years. But Chelsea have not ruled out redeveloping Stamford Bridge and made space for such project after purchase of a 1.2 acre site next to Stamford Bridge from Stoll, a housing charity for veterans. Pardon me. Chelsea have drawn up plans and identified Lille Bridge Depot as the area on which to build a stadium. Figures familiar with the issue believe Chelsea moving to Earl's Court is the most realistic solution for the club. So going back, Lille Bridge Depot as the area to which to build a stadium, it'll be right here pretty much. That's Lily Bridge Depot. We continue on. Chelsea risk missing out on the chance to move to Earl's Court if they fail to submit a bid for the site quickly enough. It is understood Chelsea have held talks in recent months with various figures who will have a say over the future of Earl's Court site. So two more little tweets here. There are two options, which I read already. Okay. And then the last tweet here is exclusive. Clear Lake is not opposed to Earl's Court, but want to be sure a deal makes financial and logistical sense and will stand the test of time. Clear Lake shares the view that any stadium must be capable of hosting international football tournaments, other sports, and non-sporting events. Todd Bowley has hinted at a multi-use stadium capable of generating income for the club by hosting other sports and concerts, which I'm used to that here in the US of A, and I think it's totally fine. I know from a cultural standpoint, I know a lot of people are against it, but I don't think it's that deep. I guess I think I know where the majority of you guys stand on this, but is there anyone that is in favor of actually the demo and rebuilding on Stamford Bridge versus moving to Earl's Court?
I think we should just stay with the bridge, never build again, and then be there for the next 20 centuries. How does that sound? I think that's where I land on the issue, to be honest.
Let's have it right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Scott, where do you stand on this?
He's right, because Peter Osgood's
go ahead.
ashes were there, right? You know, Peter Osgood's ashes were there. So we're all gonna have our ashes in there eventually, right, guys? So that's why we gotta keep the bridge there.
God damn.
Now
Bro.
it's gonna become a massive weight for all of us.
So insensitive piece of
we're,
shit.
we're gonna die for this one. Like, I don't get it, dude. That's great. His ashes are there. Let's put the plot of land or whatever and bring it to the new ground. You know how they brought the clock. Like, I get it. He is a legend. But so does that mean we're never gonna leave because one legend's ashes were there?
Correct.
Like, is that what we're doing? And then we're gonna talk about these memories. Cool. But when Stamford Bridge was building out, look at all these memories. Dude, okay, so when the new stands came out, were you guys like, look at this woke nonsense, man? I remember my Stamford Bridge when we won in 1956. You know what I'm saying? Look at this West Stand I'm looking at.
They said, look at this woke nonsense. The old bridge used to have an Olympic track around it.
And here's the thing. Like, I'm gonna bring a different sport here for a second, but there's the owner of the Lakers named Jeannie Buss, right? And the Lakers had won a lot of championships in this place called the Forum in the 80s and 90s and stuff. Yeah. And so when we moved to Staples Center in the 2000s, people were also skeptical of this new place. Will it feel the same? Will we have that winning culture? And she said the best thing we could do was actually we won the first year. And after that, no one complains about Staples Center, right? So I think that's what it is. It's like, okay, if we move to the new ground, we got to win right away. Because is Bayern complaining about how bad the Allianz Arena is now after what their stadium might have been before? Because they're still winning now. So they've created that culture now, right? I don't think a lot of Madrid people are complaining about the Bernabeu. It still feels very much the same. They've done a full rebuild, and it's a mass redevelopment of that stadium, even though the skeleton's kind of similar. Everything else has changed. They have multiple pitches. The whole building looks different. Why aren't people complaining? Because they're winning Champions Leagues. So I think the best thing, if we do move, is we have to win. We have to win trophies and right away. Because otherwise,
this isn't
like an Arsenal, like an Emirates thing, right?
This isn't about winning though, because Abramovich wanted us to move to Battersea Power Station, and
I remember that.
They turned that down.
Redevelopment program, yeah. So that's the thing. It's like, what are we gonna do then? We're just gonna keep on these good times, and then when you guys die, then we can sell it. So now we gotta wait for all you guys, man, to pass away, and then like
pretty much. No, and at that point, it's like, again, when they talk about like, oh, it's going to eventually, we will have like, through the passage of time, we will maybe have like, we'll be bottom 5 in terms of biggest stadiums in the Prem. Every year that passes by, we get passed by another team. Like that, at some point, it just has to be unacceptable. And we have to realize we need to plan for the future. And it frustrates me that there are these people who just don't care about the future because they will not be there to see it. So they just don't care. And this is not a situation where it's like, oh, we can wait. No, real estate in London is a hot commodity. As you can see by the quote, where it's like they're worried about the fact that, oh yeah, like these buildings are gonna be sold to foreign people, not people who live in London. Yeah, but like that happens too, bro. Like they built skyscrapers in New York, not a single New Yorker is really living in it, bro. It's all like people. It's all like either owned and it's empty, or it's a rich person from somewhere else. Like this is realistically, I think if they propose this, they could get it across the line, because I think most people would rather have that than have these buildings that are only going to be for rich people. Let's be quite honest. Like they would get probably massive public support, and we don't even need to tear down the bridge, bro. You can let the kids play there, and you can let the women play there. We don't have to tear up anybody's ashes. We don't have to do anything. We could just leave everything as it is, and then all we have to do is maintain the stadium, and it's still good.
That's realistic though, RSM? Do you think like?
But the thing is, if we do that, by the way, if we do that, but the thing is, if we do that, right, then we could probably sell a lot of the buildings surrounding Stamford Bridge.
Yeah,
because we won't necessarily need it, because we're gonna have the new stadium, and we don't have to go to Wembley, which is a part of the reason that people hate, is that if we redevelop the bridge, there's no way to redevelop the bridge with us playing there. You can't do like what MSG did, right?
There was a report that said that it could take up to 7 years playing away.
At Wembley, yeah, it came
up to 7 years.
That's what I'm saying. And so it's like that's what I'm saying. You're asking me, is that realistic? For me, that's the only option. Because they will not stomach 7 years away. The thing is, like, it takes 7 years because, bro, respectfully, I love Stamford Bridge, but bro, it's old. To redevelop everything, you have to like tear down the bones and rebuild it back up pretty much where it stands. And
the most
7
expensive.
years is way too long, bro. It's way too long. Everybody's going to hate it. So the best possible course of solution is put in the Earl's Court bid, allow them to put in the Earl's Court bid, win it, and then we don't have to worry. The stadium will be built while we continue to enjoy Stamford Bridge. There's literally nothing lost. They could even do like, this game, it's a London derby. We'll be back at the Bridge. Why does it matter, bro? Like we still have the ability to now. We have 2. We're only making the club bigger. It's only a bonus. I don't know what to say. Like it just confounds me how people are so against it. It's like at some point, like new history needs to be built. You get what I'm saying? Like something new needs to happen. It's like if people were like, oh no, we shouldn't have a Russian owner. Why? Like, bro, come on. We need to be moving forward in history, man. Nothing is going to change if you guys continue to be this way. That's it. We're going to become the new joke of what people people make fun of Manchester United. It's piss poor. The roof is leaking.
Stadiums.
There's rats,
Yeah.
bro. That's only going to happen because old buildings, you can try to maintain it as much as you want. They get old, especially one that is heavily used like Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
And it's in the richest area. Sorry, my bad. Go ahead, Scott.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was gonna say, Scott. Scott and Oliver really, as 2 people that actually live in England and have probably been to Stamford Bridge. How do you guys feel about this scenario?
Like the best case scenario is to move to Earl's Court. Like that's what we were going to do before, but then obviously fell through because the UK wouldn't let Abramovich in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like that. Like ultimately, we do need to move. And I was thinking about this the other day. It was actually after what game was it? I think it was after Madrid derby. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was thinking about this the other day after that game. How many of you can remember what Atletico Madrid's old stadium was called?
I just knew it had a highway going underneath one of the stands. That's all I know about that, to be honest.
I can't. I'll look it up. Hold on.
It's the Vicente Calderón, is what it was,
Okay.
I think.
Never mind. Oh yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah.
But no one remembers that because they've been in the Metropolitano now for what, 3 years, 4 years?
Talking about
That's actually
redeveloping the
crazy.
stadium. This
Like-
gonna be like save the bridge.
And that was something. It's like when they moved to the Wanda Metropolitano, I remember thinking, like, I don't know how Atletico fans felt about it, but it's like, bro, since 2018, 7 years they've been there. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's like
man.
Big ups tonight.
they've been there for years, and it's like they're at the Wanda Metropolitano. It's amazing now. When they moved, it felt kind of sad. Like you're seeing teams all across the world. They're knocking down the San Siro. They're knocking down arguably the most iconic stadium in world football.
Yeah, actually,
One
that's
of the
very
most
true.
iconic stadiums.
And the Camp Nou too. They're basically redeveloping.
They
that
did,
shit.
yep.
Wow.
Yeah, bro, I've been there,
And
bro.
we're
It looks
stuck
like I'll be
here
real
on
at the
Stamford
moment,
Bridge.
bro. The Camp Nou, I went there a year ago. Looks like shit at the moment. Looks absolute shit.
Yeah. Bernabeu's moved.
I went to the old Camp Nou. I think when it was like 2014.
But this is the thing. Like this is the thing. Like you look at all these teams. Valencia moved. The Mestalla is not the first. What's it called? Stadium they're at. That's a new stadium for them. Obviously, they've been there years now. Wanda Metropolitano, the San Siro. Like all these teams are moving from iconic stadiums. Before the Johan Cruyff Arena, they played in the. I don't know where it was. They played in a different stadium. Back when they won old European Cups and everything, that wasn't the Johan Cruyff Arena. But guess what? They took all that. They took all of the like history and heritage with them because they kept the name, and I think that's the biggest thing. And I think that's where this whole thing like stems is, regardless of everything, right? I think moving is the best case scenario, but the worst thing that can happen with this club when it comes to the stadium is losing the name and losing like the badge and stuff, because then you do lose the history. Like I saw some idiot, right? I don't know where he was from, and I'm not trying to make this like a
cook his ass, man.
nationality
I don't know where he was from.
but you had some.
Oh,
We need to move. We had some moron talking about move it out of London. Like, are you fucking stupid?
What are we talking about?
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, stupid.
yeah.
That's
I
actually
don't-
so
fucking
dumb.
moron.
I think
talking
I
about
know what
moving out
you're
of London.
talking about too. Yeah, because
Like
that's
this. I'm not. I'm not trying to say this to be disrespectful, but I think he must have been American. And the reason I say that is because, like, for you guys in America, it's normal, right? Like,
I don't like
like
it.
franchises. No, franchises moving.
Franchises
no, he's
just
not
get
wrong.
bought.
I'm not a fan of
Like,
it.
well, who was it? Wasn't it the Cronkies like moved the? What is it?
You had
What
the,
have they got, right?
there's a history of it. You look at baseball by
No, the
itself.
Saint, you're
Brooklyn
right. The
Dodgers.
St. Louis Rams. The
Yeah,
St. Louis
Brooklyn
Rams.
Dodgers.
Oh,
Now
and
they're
they
the
moved
LA
to
Dodgers.
Las Vegas, didn't they?
And, you know,
Or to LA.
the New York
LA.
Giants.
LA has two
are-
teams.
Now they're San Francisco Giants.
Like that happens all the
it
time. Like
happens.
they just move.
I'm not a fan.
That just happens in like America. That doesn't
Brooklyn
happen in
Nets
England.
Used to be Jersey Nets.
Like,
yeah.
Like, if you know about the history in England in terms of English football, that's happened once to knowledge, which was how the MK Dons came about.
Yeah.
And bro, the MK Dons have like no history because again, they came from Wimbledon in London. They moved to Milton Keynes, so they weren't Wimbledon anymore. That's why Wimbledon and MK Dons have a rivalry because of that. So it's like that's not something you do in England. So yet they need to move 100%. After, regardless of how it ends up, you have to keep the name because that's where the history comes from.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I know that is an American thing for sure. I've never liked that. I think it's weird, and I would be opposed to taking Chelsea out of London. I would be 100% opposed to that. I just think it's a London-based team. We are, London is blue. Like that's
the pride of London. Come on,
yeah, the
man.
pride of London is literally in our whole like logo and moniker and all that stuff. So it's like I would be so against that too. So I think whoever even mentioned that, I know where it's coming from a situation of like real estate, and if we can't get Earl's Court, we're just fucked, and we're gonna just have to be stuck in the scenario that we're in. I'm laughing because RSM's laughing, okay? But yeah, it's just if that were to happen, then the only option, if we wanted to do a stadium, would be one, to wait for a massive plot of land to just open up, which is very unlikely.
Marshall, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When did Captain Black Sparrow join us?
Oh my god.
I can't.
I was actually gonna comment on that.
What's wrong with this guy, man?
Man said Captain.
I was like, when did man from the squad come? Did you have a nice spa day, Ahmed? Was this?
Ahmed Habibi.
I've been real, man. Vision Nation collapsed for like 5 hours.
Yeah, you sound like you just woke up. We talked about this yesterday. I get what you're going through, bro. It's
I am super collapsed. But listen, it's all right, Scott, man. Always hating on a black man, Scott. So nothing new there from Scott.
Let's
so
let's
have it
right.
Exactly. Scott, I back that.
Yeah, proper. Listen, he's true Charles. He's a true blue, Scott, man. He's a true blue. Listen, you know what? I'll let you guys continue, but Seniac, man. We don't really care about your opinion. You really.
Ahmed, I heard your Ahmed.
I just wanted to let you guys know about that one. I've been listening to the show. It was a great sleeping. I must say.
Ahmed, I heard your brother's proper Chelsea too. He got John Terry for his grok.
I felt like that was a proper dig, but it's okay.
I heard he got John Terry on the grok thing.
Hey, this is not a durag, by the way. This is just a normal white cloth. I can show you my hair if I want to. It's just that my hair's gonna be looking. It's really puffy on the sides. Legit.
It's crazy. It's looking crazy.
Yeah. See, it's a little bit puffy. That's what it's right?
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
Here, guys.
It's when I put the light on that you might
no, bro. That's how you know you had some good sleep, bro. I can hold you.
It. See,
that's what you hit.
That is actually true.
That's what I'm telling you, bro. When you wake up in your hair, that's how you know that's
sometimes my hair be doing some crazy shit. I was like, I must have really slept well, bro.
Yeah, I was sleeping, bro.
I'll be honest, man. Listen, but as I always say, I'll let you guys continue. Scott, again, just remember, bro. At the end of the day, Chelsea. You know what that means.
Oh my god.
Scott, can you ask him about his brother getting John Terry on the grok thing? Is your brother proper Chelsea?
Let's not derail.
Listen, firstly, shout out to my brother. That means, he's got a future Captain League legend material.
You're not gonna finish that statement the way you usually do. Not gonna finish that statement the way you usually do, Ahmed.
Listen, man, if he's got a little bit of an R in him, You know what I mean? The British Nation's already dealt with that. I've dealt with that already. I've dealt with that internally. I've dealt with that at home. You've dealt with that at home. You know what I mean? You have to deal with that at home. So everybody just taking the CLL over, man. So
bro.
I don't know why I don't know why I'm being accused of not being real. You know, I've been I come to the stream today very humble, very respectful. I've not done any antics. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Max, you know, only 20%. But you know, I got guys like Scott, you know what I mean, frauds like Scott, you know what I mean, who, you know, the allegations I've got on Scott, man, you know, calling people throat goats and stuff like that. You know, hey, I don't want to speak too much, you know what I mean? Don't activate the bridge. Again, you don't want to activate me.
Good time.
You know what I mean? Just don't activate.
Activate, okay.
You know what I mean? Because I will control, I'll delete you. Thank you very much.
Ahmed, you should have been worried about activation when Chris said he was gonna
he was rubbing out or something.
He was gonna rub. He was rubbing it.
And then he left for 20 minutes. So.
Chris, you gonna what?
Wait, you did it to yourself, bro.
That is.
Chris, what did you do, mate? Come on, bro.
No, I didn't leave straight away. No.
No, he left for 5 minutes. He left for 5 minutes.
I said rubbing it like.
And then he left for 20 minutes.
That's all I said. Okay, it wasn't. Never mind.
Yeah.
Did you say about Mudrick? No, you need to tell me this now. I'm a bit confused now.
No, I was just talking about like how I was just like rubbing in Arsenal's hands. Like we got Mudrick over Arsenal.
Jeez Louise, okay.
So yeah.
Okay, I get it now.
I'm just gonna say that.
I'm gonna go to Oliver on his take. I mean, Oliver
Can I
also.
just ask what we've spoken about quickly? Sorry, I know.
I'll answer that. At the same
we talked about Brazil for 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we spoke about basically all of our countries, how they're doing in international competitions.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Somalia. Everyone gave a shit, but
we didn't Nigeria. We did mention Nigeria.
Yeah, we crashed it on Nigeria. Bro, Prime is here. Yeah, we crashed on Nigeria. Yeah, we crashed on Nigeria.
Yeah, you mean South Africa's making AFCON, you man aren't, and South Africa's sport is cricket. You can hold that, man. Hold that.
Yeah, you know, listen, you know, it's all well and good Somalia has made it, Scott. But what's England gonna win?
We'll get to England.
Yeah, but it's about British Nation. I saw you spoke about player sales, by the way, and I'm just gonna be just a quick one on that one. Listen, man, you know what my thoughts are, because obviously check out the Chelsea hour, because the British Nation actually made a special interview. You know, unlike certain people, Scott, man, you ain't got the facilities like that, man. You ain't like that, you know what I mean, Scott? So
where's this rivalry coming from?
You know, listen, Scott started it.
A new art just started on the Casually FC.
Well, yes, because you know what I mean. Scott's just always just activates his hand, so you know what I mean. I have to crash out on him all the time. But listen, as I was saying, obviously the player sales. If they need to be ready to make losses on a lot of player sales, in my personal opinion. As soon as they realize that, the better. And in regards to the Vivid Seat stuff, the reality is, bro. On some, like, I think I've spoken to you about this before, because like Will's told me, big up to Will, he hasn't been on the channel that much, but he was telling me, for example, guys have been buying tickets and then they've been going to games, right, with the same barcode, but then there'll be someone else that's coming in with the same like ticket too. So sometimes you're getting overcrowded, Karen, right? So I think on some level the Vivid Seat stuff is a bit of a problem, bro. Whether we like to admit or not, it is a bit of a problem. I feel like if Bogey had done something where he did a little mini statement, that's all he needed to do really. Get a PR guy, make a mini statement, say, okay, we will handle this and stuff like that, bro. No one would be having a problem like this right now, bro. But
that's
the fact
crazy.
the fact he's remaining quiet right now, bro, is what is killing him literally right now, because he's not even replying to them, bro. Just make a little PR statement, because this is not even like, you know, some random fans talking to you. It's like the supportive plus, bro. That's talking to you, basically, Marshall. So,
I meant to read this earlier, but Ziggy, $1.99 super chat. So CFC fans are hustling each other and blaming Todd. Essentially, yes, pretty much.
A little bit, but the reality is, bro, he also has the platform. So, you know, listen, I mean, important. You can listen. If the platform is allowing that. If the platform is allowing you to do that, yeah, listen, we can criticize the guys that are using
it's just very complex.
My question is like, I don't even know how that, like, here in the US that went away a very long time ago, because now when you get a ticket and you go to scan it in at whatever place you're going,
you can never get this mustache.
Oh my god!
Sorry, he just asked me. these guys are all on smoke today's RSM. I just, listen. They need to be ready for my smoke if they're gonna come with my smoke. And just I'll let you finish on that.
Go ahead, RSM.
Like here in the US though, like when you get a ticket, and you scan it at the thing, it generates a code every single second.
Not
so you
all
can't
tickets, but there
for
are sites
big
that
events,
do
like
that.
big sporting events and stuff like that. Yeah, like pretty much like all the big sporting events, all the big concerts, they do that. And I think once you like send it to somebody, you can't. They then cannot send it to somebody else. Like you can only move it once, pretty much. I think. Like there's a lot more. Like how has that not hit the UK yet? Like the fact that LJ hit with the double ticket scam is
like,
crazy.
I gotta say this too. On one hand, too, it's so much more complex than people want it to be because it's not illegal here in the United States. So nothing is stopping a fan here, the US, buying a ticket on Vivid Seats, then taking that ticket to the UK. The UK have no influence on American laws. So it's just like, it's so much more complex than people want to make it out to be. So it's a weird one. It's a weird one. But Ahmed, tell us your closing statement on that, and then I want to ask Oliver about the stadium.
Yeah. Obviously, just in regards to that, as I said before, man, a little statement, bro, and this situation would not be escalating as much as it is. Genuinely speaking, man. Right?
No, probably.
Right. So for me, again, this is where it comes back to again. Sometimes, lads, a little bit of communication is key. You know what I mean? From one side to the other. I know what EPL staff is saying that people have signed. Was it called? I think Liverpool signed like a sponsorship deal or something like that over ticket reselling.
Manchester City.
Also Manchester City as well, right? Okay, that's fair enough. You're Chelsea Football Club. There's ways to solve the issue, which can provide to actually your benefit financially too. So that's all I would say into that. And again, in regards to the stadium stuff, I spoke about that yesterday. So I'll let the lads speak.
Yeah. Wait, I just saw something. Fuck, it doesn't matter. Go ahead, Oliver. What are your thoughts on the stadium thing? Where do you stand on this? Rebuild or move?
I guess it depends. I'd like to move. Like if it were up to me, I'd like to move. But there's so many circumstances, whether it be availability of other sites, whether it be the pitch owners hold on the pitch and the name of the club. There's so many things that get in the way of like just giving a clear answer. If it were up to me, if I had control over all the variables, I would move. But it has to be, like we said, it has to be within reason. We can't have none of this moving outside of London. That's just totally not on. Even if we somehow manage to keep the name, we can't move outside of London.
Why not?
So it has to be within reason.
You're the worst, Chris.
Just move it up a bit up north, man. Just
of course, the Welshman wants to say that. Of course.
You know what, man? Let's move it to Shrewsbury, man. I can't wait to make so much money there. You know what I mean? Maybe you know what I mean?
Demo Chris's house.
You know what I mean?
Put it right there.
Yeah, let's just put it in his house.
Nah, bro. We can make it
there's a lot
to
of
where
land
people have to, go through his backyard to get into the stadium, bro. You
Yeah,
feel me? I
man.
mean,
Maybe we can make it.
There's a lot of farmland getting bought up.
We can make it a sheep. We can make it a sheep lover zone. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
For you, Chris, man.
Don't worry, Ahmed. The sheep part was taken care of earlier in the stream.
Yeah, you already been.
Yeah, we got beat to that one.
Mudrick, man. Mudrick, is he in Shrewsbury?
What?
Bro, we don't gotta talk about Mudrick again. But yeah, I think with the ticket situation, or not the ticket situation, the stadium situation, we'll see where the progress goes on that. It's got to happen soon though, because the whole Earl's Court thing.
The fact that Earl's Court thing is being spoken about today, in the Guardian. For me, I'll be honest with you, Marshall. Listen, the conversation is going to be happening very soon, and the thing is, I don't want a reality where we call Chelsea Athletic because you moved. What's it called?
Chelsea Athletic is disgusting.
But that's probably what that's probably what would probably most likely be called, because it wouldn't be, because you can't go to Chelsea Football Club. Sometimes some teams, what they do is like,
but like, you really think that they'll be so stubborn. They won't give it up. They really won't give it up.
Well, the thing is, RSM, we have to have a vote first to really gauge, because listen, the silent majority, right? You never know. Like, once they put it up to a vote, let's see what they actually say, because we
RSM
listen to a lot of Twitter and there's a lot of voices out there that you never know. Like a lot of times they take the majority. Who knows? Maybe a lot of match going fans actually aren't opposed to it, especially since it's only a mile or 5 miles. It's a mile, right? Like a mile away from actual Stamford Bridge. So it's like, who knows? Once you put it to a vote, because that's the problem here, right? There hasn't actually been a proposal. Nothing has been pitched to the CPOs yet. Once you actually pitch something to CPOs, you can gauge where you're at with it. And someone said it before too. I think it was either Ska or CP. Success. If Chelsea actually starts to succeed, then it's very possible that the CPO could actually start to be more lenient towards, like, you know what? Fuck it, let's do it, man. We're much bigger than this. We're seeing all these other teams grow around us. You know, maybe down the line we'll see, oh, the UK is in a nomination for a potential World Cup host. Stamford Bridge ain't gonna be in one of those stadiums that's being used.
Oh no,
We don't need to use the World Cup though. We can just use.
But
the
you know what,
previous Euros.
Marshall?
We had the we just had the previous Euros, bro, and it didn't even get connected with. And I think the other issue with the voting in my hands right now is that, which I didn't know, is a super majority. That's a big problem in my hands.
It's 75%, bro.
A super majority hurts you because
That's kind of crazy, yeah.
Because there is also then, you talk about a silent majority, there can be a silent minority, right? Which is that, you know, which all it needed to be is somewhere in around about the 26% range too.
Yeah.
Right. So that's something else that you have to think about too. I just think for me, regardless of whatever happens, right? They can initially say no, you then bring in a revised offer. But if they just do not trust you at all, and then you just keep on getting panned, no, right? That red button is gonna look a lot more attractive, bro. Because they may be like, you know what? I don't care. We'll just do it over there. We'll take all the players of us and everything like that. Yeah, and they'll
do it. Honestly, I'm glad we had the discussion earlier about the teams and in America and how they change. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if these owners just pull the trigger and just say, "Fuck it, we're just gonna do it anyways," and just call it Chelsea something else.
And the thing is, you know what is? Even though I know that I would genuinely,
and that's normal in America.
That would generally like make me lose like a lot of love for the club that I supported.
I agree.
Yeah, like a vast majority of people will still follow them, bro. You know that.
Of
you know
course.
that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Can I just ask, by the way, because there's a
question, and we'll move on.
Because we know there's a divide in the ownership. I think can I just ask that what is the divide? So it's Bowley versus Clear Lake. Who wants what?
Apparently, I saw something reported. I don't know how true this is, but I saw something reported saying that Bowley is after the move to Earls Court. Clear Lake would be happy just expanding the stadium and staying where they are.
Yeah, that's
our majority shareholder is fine with us staying, so that has to count for something.
Sorry, just wanted to say, I just checked if you guys all want to pitch in maybe $1. I checked if the domain of bluelioneclub.co.uk is open. It's and .uk.co.uk is open for £12, and .com is also open for £2. So if you guys want to start buying domain names, so you can start cashing in when they change the name, as Ahmed might be thinking. So, just put in a few, like a stock investment, put in some cheeky 20, keep it away, and then it's like Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? You put in a cheeky 20 when it was 2010, and then now you find out you're a millionaire. So if anyone wants to start doing that, you can do that, guys.
Okay. Well,
I'll put on the private chat so you guys can, don't tell me I didn't care about you guys.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's something I very much will consider. Let's go into the next topic. That brings us to England. I have to move on, Prime. That gets us to England.
It's fine. You can skip people who don't make World Cup, so it's fine. We don't need to address that.
I see the way you treat certain people.
Maybe try being on time next time. How about that?
No,
you got a warning, Prime.
Ahmed also was running on black people time, but again, you single out.
But he came earlier. Though.
He came earlier.
And
anyways, our next topic is something we would love to talk about anyways, right?
Took a minute, Scott. I learned what I said.
Not only are we going to get to talk about England, we're also going to get to talk about Reece James. Let's talk about Reece James. You love talking about Reece James, right, Prime? You can lead us into this, okay? I'll give you that honor. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this first tweet, ladies and gents, because people have been crashing out about Reece James playing in the midfield. Enzo Maresca, what are you doing? Enzo Maresca, this guy doesn't know what he's doing at all. He's clueless. Why would he play Reece James in the midfield? He's not a midfield. He's a fullback, right back, proper Chels, Brexit ball, all that fucking bullshit, okay? Let's go into it. So this is the tweet, the quote that started it all, and it's been going on since. So Maresca saying Reece James is a leader, a top player. The day after I signed in at Chelsea, I sent him a video about seeing him as a midfielder. I see Reece as a midfielder since day one. I sent him a clip when he was on holiday about how he can be a midfielder. Of course, let's forget about, when he was at Wigan and he played midfield, because that wouldn't suit the agenda. But let's continue on. So this tweet I found actually today, and I thought it was great. Premier League panel tweeted this. We'll reveal that in a minute. But he tweeted, his midfield experience at Wigan and Tuchel's coaching means that Reece James looks very comfortable moving into more central areas and distributing or carrying the ball from there. Also opens up the possibility of him playing at right-sided center back and partnering with Trent at wing back. And we see here multiple images of Reece being in the midfield and having done this back in 2021, ladies and gentlemen. Funny. Very funny. So this is not unfamiliar territory for Reece. We continue on. So Tuchel then was asked about it, and he basically said Reece James is.
Can you go back to that?
Let me finish real quick what I'm doing, and then I'll go back. So Reece James is not a midfielder, says Thomas Tuchel politely. Use him in the midfield rarely and briefly for a specific target in a specific game. Case closed. Injury narrative is not scientifically proven. I prefer to listen to Master Tuchel than Diet Pep Maresca. Okay. So yeah, Tuchel basically saying that Reece isn't a midfielder, but he did say in the same quote that he can play in that position in certain scenarios. But I mean, we were going to ignore that. Sure, whatever. And then in the recent game against Latvia, where Reece started and scored a worldie, by the way, he inverted. Early onset in the game, he was an overlapping full right back. I will be corrected on that, I'm sure. I could be wrong. But throughout many parts of the game, he also inverted into the midfield. And continuing on here, Tuchel has used inverted fullbacks in this game, and Reece was in the midfield at points in that game too. Thoughts? We'll get Prime's thoughts on that to start us off. And then Thomas Tuchel also said on Miles Lewis-Skelly, I think his best position is where he plays for Arsenal in the left double six inverted role. If you see him in possession games in training, the quality of first touch, body movement, how he plays the passes is a very high understanding of the game. He's very versatile, can do a lot of things. So even Thomas Tuchel likes playing with inverted fullbacks. Look at that. But all right, Prime, go ahead. Tommy Tukes, talk to me. What do you want me to do here? What do you want me to click on? Go ahead.
What was that?
No, what do you want him to do? He's waiting.
Okay. There is that Albania game. That's from England's last international break, right? I'm assuming.
This is from 2021, my friend.
Okay, that was the game where Trent and James both played. I remember Trent played in midfield, James played at right back. Trent stunk in midfield, and they switched after 30 minutes. Yeah, I remember that game. It was terrible from Trent. But yeah, I don't get why people are like. I mean, I know why people are crying and complaining because they don't like Maresca. But again, people talk about how amazing Reece is, how positionally flexible and tactically flexible that he is. People raved about how amazing he was at Wigan, where in the back end of the season he was playing in the midfield to help save them because they were so shit. We've seen James at Chelsea play right back, right wing back. He played left wing back at a spell under Tuchel. He played in midfield at a spell under Tuchel. Did he not play in the middle of a back three once in that Carabao Cup game? I think, or maybe that was Ruben.
That was Ruben.
Okay, fair. I don't get the problem. Like, we don't have midfield depth, so it makes sense. A player who's played in midfield before is helping us out to play in midfield, because this Enzo that everyone loves to praise of how great he is, We know that he is a liability defensively, but if he has extra muscle in midfield, which James is, Enzo can get more of a free roll and be allowed to ball out. So, like, people are just crying, but like I've seen someone post a screenshot of what James was doing against Albania, and they posted a screenshot against the England game against Albania, and I think Chelsea versus like Leicester, and they were crying. But if you watch James and Lewis Kelly, and you watch James and Cucurella when we played against Leicester, it was basically the exact same thing. Like, I don't like, people are just crying for the sake of crying, but like, I don't know, it's just weird. But the thing is, if we had actually built the squad properly and we had midfield depth, people wouldn't be crying about James being in midfield. So I'm still fuck the sporting directors regardless. But yeah, people trying to crash and cry and stuff. I don't get, like, James is a talented footballer. We know he's a world-class footballer. Him being able to play in these roles and still excel, I don't get why it's deemed as a negative to managers for using a player who's that good to do that. I don't get why that's a negative at all. Like,
he scored a goal from the edge of the box against Copenhagen.
People are so weird about it, man. People are so weird. But again, if it was Tuchel doing this at Chelsea, people would be loving it. We're seeing like Pulisic and Ziyech stink at wing back. You're seeing Ziyech, Pulisic stink at wing back under Tuchel, and like no one was really complaining about it. People loved it because it was Tuchel. But when it's certain managers that you guys just don't like, you're not going to be fair, are you? But regardless, we know what we know.
I mean, that's literally it. It's flirting versus harassment,
Hey, I knew the agenda since summer. I knew
the agenda. Terrorism, man.
So it is what it is. Listen, do I want Reece in midfield, like long term as his same position? Hell no. But if we have injuries and we're fucked and we need some, sure, go ahead. It is what it is. It's just like we've seen Cucurella playing midfield this season at times. Cucurella is not a midfielder, but he's good enough technically and he's smart enough to be able to do a job if we need it. But yeah, you guys can also speak. I think I'm done on this.
I'm just gonna say, Osama binti Taliban. I think that's what needs to really be said. But honestly, listen, I think big up to Prime for talking about like the tactical side of stuff, of course, which I already agree with him in that sense about the other point is that we need to also realize is that
Ahmed, your mic.
What's wrong with my mic?
Just
when you say you're cutting in and out.
Yeah, no,
He's
you know
what
what it
is
is.
now. Just the audio is going a little low.
The thing for me is that I think this there's like a secondary argument which is also about fitness, right? One of the reasons why he's remained so continuously fit for us, it seems, is that he's been able to play in midfield quite often. He's not having to do the natural duty of a fullback, which is up and down on a consistent basis, like he was under Tuchel, right? And that I think has done a world of wonder for us as well, right? In terms of like him being able to stay fit for so long this season. Yes, he may be getting a limited version of the player, but he's still quality for what he does.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could play it, but there was a little bit of a highlight reel of his games this season so far in the midfield, and he does a shift. He puts in a shift. He's not like, a world beater in midfield, but very much like what Prime said, like because Lavia isn't fit, because we don't have the proper midfield depth, which comes from the directors, which I've said multiple times. I'm ready the directors out, regardless of where we end the season, because I see how bad the squad planning has been. I see how bad the success on the pitch that could have been now, and also the same future planning has gone. I'm not in favor of it. And because of that, Maresca has to do what he has to do. And it's like, it's really damn if you do, damn if you don't with a lot of the decisions that's being made by the American owners. I understand where it's coming from. And as a result, that trickles into Maresca. Oh, you were chosen by the American owners. You're inexperienced. Everything you do, Maresca, is also being seen under a magnifying glass and scrutinized. And I'm giving you little to no benefit of the doubt in anything. And it's just like, bro, if all of his players were injured, you would crash on him for playing the use. Like,
True.
it's just genuinely like he can't do anything right, and I don't think that's really fair. Like, I mean, I don't know if anyone else wants to speak on that James situation.
Say, why do we need to also, like, you know? I'll be honest, man. I don't feel like we need to be running defense for Maresca at this point, man. You know what I mean? He's already digging himself.
I know you don't want to.
I mean, he's already digging himself his hole. So
no, Ahmed, it's not about running.
Again,
Scott,
making it sexual. Scott making it sexual again.
Oh my God,
listen,
Ahmed, we know what he is, man. He's a proper casual. Anyways, you're talking about like it's not about, for me. It's not, Marshall. That's not a good thing, bro.
Nah, it is in this channel. Big up the proper casuals.
All right. We're talking about Marshall Minerals over here. Anyways,
yeah. Yeah, lean into it.
Let's have it right. Let's go backstage then, yeah? We'll go backstage.
Oh, whatever you say, AI, man. Whatever you say, AI, man.
Bro, man. So you get talked to on your own channel, bro. Damn.
Yeah, man. We've seen the clips going around, Marshall. We know what you said. Anyway,
go ahead, Prime. Go ahead.
Ahmed, it's not about running the defense on on Maresca. Like, for me, when people talk about, do you want Maresca gone? Do you want him to stay? I don't necessarily like care that much. My thing is the sporting directors to go. If we get rid of them and you bring in like say a Campos, and he says Maresca's good enough, then regardless of what everyone's opinion is, everyone just has to shut up and accept it. If Campos says Maresca has to go, then I won't cry about it anyway. I don't care. For me, I see the bigger picture. But a lot of Chelsea fans want to do this bullshit of, we shouldn't have got rid of Poch. Look, at this stage last season, Poch was doing better. Poch had all these injuries. People want to like compare shit with shit. I don't care. Sorry, Marshall. All that Americans. People want to compare shit with shit, but for me,
yo, you cannot talk. I'm at least gonna go to the World Cup.
You're hosting the World Cup.
You can't.
I don't give a fuck. I'm still going.
And you know what, Marshall? I will say what I said last time when we didn't qualify the World Cup. I don't want my nation to be embarrassed at the World Cup. So,
yeah, let them be embarrassed.
Home nation, going out in group stage. That is a bit of embarrassing.
Listen, Poch might be the first man.
Marshall. Funny thing is, his team got embarrassed in AFCON. That's why he doesn't want to talk about the World Cup.
My team didn't get embarrassed at AFCON. We got to a final.
We got to a final. Hype. Do you want anything? Yeah, 400 million population.
We beat you. But regardless,
you mean who's on top of the table? And you know what the funny thing is? These men lost to a team who fired their manager mid-tournament in Côte d'Ivoire.
They made it on Vibes. They lost to Vibes FC. They did. They lost to Vibes FC.
Hold that.
And you know what? When I say that Nigeria aren't good, when I say Nigeria aren't good, you're now seeing examples as to why I keep saying Nigeria.
Well, now he's saying Nigeria's not good. Hold that fraud. Yeah, South Africa on top. Hold that.
I've been saying Nigeria.
South Africa. Hold that. Man was championship by South Africa. We top of the table.
I've been saying Nigeria.
Man was making fun of Nigeria beating South Africa. Hold that.
You can flex being better than a shit Nigeria. I don't care, regardless.
Hold that, man.
That's fine. That's fine.
Actually, he's the only good one. Actually, Bodyface hype. Bodyface. I apologize.
You're literally doing what Arsenal fans do. Arsenal fans are praising being better than Chelsea. You haven't won anything. I don't care. But regardless, what we're talking about.
I don't know. I know they took over there. That's not one anything laughing. Hey.
Hold on. I know.
Why are we all fighting with each other, man? This is crazy, man.
I know that it's
Somalian talking about that.
Hey,
talking. I know that England talking.
Do that.
I know that England talking. That's not one to 66. I know that England talking.
No. Arsenal, what you should have said is, I know it's not. Wallahi had no options talking.
What do you mean? Wallahi had no options.
That's what you guys do. That's what you guys do, though. Wallahi had no options. Is that what you guys do?
No, that's not true. I never said Wallahi I don't have any options. Have you seen me say that? No.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Somalia. But no, to be fair, credit to Somalia, by the way. Their goalkeeper got into team of the week for the AFCON qualifiers. Credit, bro. So respect. respect.
You know what it is, man. I'm just one of
Anyways,
those.
with Maresca. Anyways, with
No. Listen,
what I'm
Prime.
saying-
You need to
what I'm saying-
realize.
I'm trying to like respond to what you're saying about the Maresca stuff, but CP wanted to go on a big tangent of flexing, of both losing. But regardless, yeah, with the Maresca thing, for me, it's not about like defending or not defending him. Like Chelsea fans are just not aware of what the bigger picture is. Because if we get rid of Maresca, the next guy that comes in is going to be appointed by these same sporting directors. I have no belief that the next guy that comes in is going to be better than Maresca or much better than Poch. Because people will say Maresca's not better than Poch anyway. So if Maresca's not better than Poch, that then tells me the next guy is not going to be better than Maresca. So what are we doing?
I just think it's one of those things that as long as it's coming from this ownership, everything is going to be labeled as an X.
Yeah.
Wow, you didn't even say coming. You know what I mean, bro? He said of the E, man. Crazy, man.
Huh? What?
Let me not feed into this. Let me not feed into this.
But listen,
no matter what decision is made from the ownership, it will always be like looked at in a negative light. I'm just convinced. They could have hired Jose again, and a huge portion of the Chelsea fan base would have been rioting.
It's easy. You know what? They still say we ain't got the right players in this stat over. Like if Jose fails at Chelsea.
Oh fuck Jose.
Wow. No, you know what? No, you know what would have happened if we brought back Jose, right? No. You know what would have happened if we brought back Jose? We would have brought back Jose. Jose would do what he normally does, where he starts like, calling out bullshit. He start calling players like toxic in the dressing room, whatever. He would call Luke Shaw fat again, and then Chelsea fans would come out and back it. Chelsea fans would back it and be like, "Yes, call out these owners. But like. That wouldn't get us anywhere. That also not getting us anywhere, bro.
Yeah, he'll just get him sacked and then we're back to square one.
And you also have a portion of this fan base that would crash on, bro, Jose is my idol. He's my GOAT. I'm going to crash on Jose if he fucks up here. I know I would. You know how
Can you elaborate why fan base would be negative towards owners any decision?
Because they hate this ownership. They hate Americans, bro.
A lot of it, Aman, look, I'm just going to be so fucking genuine and frank with you. A lot of it is deeply... I hate to say this because I don't want to put everything and pin everything down to this, but there's a truth to it, right? A lot of it is deep-seated xenophobia. I don't want to sound like some liberal cuck, but a lot of it is deep-seated. Shut the fuck up, dude. A lot of it. You're such a piece of shit, bro. A lot of it. Shut up. You know what? Hold on. Yo, fuck you, bro. All right. A lot of it.
On. You made the challenge. I agreed with you, but I get carded. Hey, crazy. Not only are you liberal cock, you're also a R word. Crazy.
That's brown envelope, bro.
Crazy.
That's ridiculous.
But if Scott agreed with you, you wouldn't give him a yellow. Crazy.
You gave me yellow first 2 minutes.
You know what it is, man.
I didn't hear that. You got away with that one.
Listen,
I was
I'll be honest, man.
Can
I just say, man, when it comes to the xenophobia talk, yeah, I think Marshall should be leaving the room on that one, respectfully, man. You know what I mean?
What the fuck, bro? Get the fuck out of here. You know what? Hold on. You two.
Hey,
you two, bro.
Ahmed,
you two.
Ahmed,
we're back at this again.
Ahmed. All you had to do was breathe and he would have carded you regardless. You know that, right?
That's not true. He's been here for a minute now.
Hey, CP, put the timer on. You're next.
We got one.
He's already on the yellow. He's already on the yellow, bro.
Oh, of course you carded him. All the Africans are carded.
You would have known if you were here on time. You know,
I'm yellowed as well.
I was gonna say Chris got the first yellow.
Yeah, I was yellowed pretty quickly.
Yeah,
I want revenge.
Chris doesn't
25% Indian getting red carded. 25% Indian getting red carded. Another POC getting carded.
25%?
I'm trying to have a serious fucking conversation. How is this derailed, bro? It's so random. Okay, so I think a lot of it is deep xenophobia. Some of it, understandably so, because of what you're seeing other American ownerships do to other clubs. United, Arsenal, Liverpool. It makes sense from that sense. I think also how they came into the club and completely ripped apart everything it was known for, everything that they had, and then in their first season finished 12th place. So I think from the get-go, that was your first impression. You're going to be pissed off. And I think it's, to an extent, reasonable and understandable. But it gets to a point now where it's, okay, can we let it go? Can we stop pretending that we've never been this bad under Roman as well? Like, it's, you also gotta be reasonable and give benefit of the doubt. The way this was all taken over, like how it happened, all of it was rushed. A lot of the previous staff members left and kind of left them hanging, not knowing what the hell they were doing. There's a lot of context to it, which is what I like to do on this channel. I think most of my panel would like to do. Some of us have agendas, but that's neither here nor there.
But the thing is, Marshall, listen, context is king, but at the same time, you know, when you have a poor start, the start is continuing. And I think I had this conversation with you yesterday, right? Where it feels like we're doing another season of stuff. You know what I mean? Another season.
No, I get it. And this is what I'm honest saying. Or maybe it's 3 years of pure mediocrity, young model that never worked nowhere. Fan base fear may be genuine that we have incompetent owners. But Aman, when I speak on this, though, I'm speaking about the people that felt this way from the get-go. I feel this way to an extent now because I gave it time to see what it was going to do. A project doesn't happen overnight, especially something this expansive. It's going to happen over the course of time. So if you're going to be fair in your assessment on how things go, you have to let things play out before you jump the gun and say, it's not going to work. How do you know it's not going to work if you never even let it land and see if it could work?
Exactly. Like I was, like even early on, I saw some of the negatives and stuff that they were doing I didn't like where at the timing of when they actually sacked Tuchel. Getting rid of him per se I don't have a problem with.
That was already like a red flag.
Yeah, for me I would have sacked him either in that summer or you sacked him before. Again, I'm not but Ahmed, I don't have a problem with sacking him. It's when you did it. For me, I'm doing it before the World Cup. Oh yeah, I know. I'm doing it before the World Cup or in the summer. I agree with that. This whole thing of like overbloating a squad. When we had Potter, bringing in Potter, there was a lot of bad things, but I was willing to give it a bit of time because I know nothing gets done overnight. So again, now it's been 3 years. There's no real change. We're still you've improved on certain things, but ultimately we're still trying to sign 16-year-olds, and I don't have a recognized striker or a recognized center back or a recognized goalkeeper at my club.
The problem is Marshall
at my club.
You know what is Prime, yeah? Listen, because I spoke about this yesterday of Marshall, yeah. I was on his show, and I was telling him, bro, we are about to enter, because apparently these guys, yeah, they're probably going to be leaving the year 10, right? Whenever that is, 2032, I can't remember what year it is. That's basically where it is. We're now basically we're now already 40%, bro, into that project, bro. People don't realize that, it's now going to be 40%. But end of the season, we're about to enter year 4, which is 40% of that. Basically the whole year done.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You're right. So that's 40% done, bro.
Actually.
And like we are almost now gone full circle from where we were 3 years ago, bro. Because if we do get UCL football, I'm a bit pessimistic on, but even if we just get UCL football, bro, we've gone back to where we were from that point. When we had Havertz, Mount, to where we are now, bro. But it just took us a long 3 year period. That's
true, because we're back in Champions League football and we won in Europe.
So essentially, we're back to where we were last time, bro. So what has necessarily changed, bro? That for me is
that's still true because we still don't have a striker. We didn't have one back then.
That's what I'm saying. No, but like this is what I was saying this, bro. Like people aren't really thinking about it. Like, still no striker. We still have issues with centre backs because like we're almost in the same situation where Christensen left, Rudiger left, bro. Right? We are also in a situation. Well, we're in the opposite situation for midfield, unironically. That's the only difference. But like the winger situation is still the same. You know what I mean? We don't have like obviously Pulisic or Ziyech, but we do have like a lower grade value of them in Madueke and Mudryk. Yes.
Well, we have Neto too.
I didn't add Neto because I think he's a good baller, Chris. That's why I'm not adding him.
Which is why I'm very much against the directors.
Right, yeah.
because the way we've been
Yes,
recruiting,
Seniac.
not
I'm
fair.
only assuming they're gonna be here for 10 years. Yes.
I never
Yeah.
thought you of all people, Ahmed, would say someone's lower grade than Hakim Ziyech.
Hey, Aman.
But listen, the
when you say
greatest terrorist at my football club. He was the
Big up
ultimate
Aman,
terrorist.
by the way. Welcome to the channel. I just noticed you're.
Yeah, big up Aman. Wait, Ahmed. You said Ziyech is the greatest terrorist we've had in this football club.
Yes, I said that with chest.
Yeah, right.
And you know, for you, it always is.
Okay. Ahmed, name a top 5 terrorists we've had at this football club.
That's just me. That's just me being hated.
That's a different video.
This is me.
That's a tier list video. That's a tier list video.
Yeah.
That's a tier list
But
video.
look, I get what Sinak is saying. We haven't been stable for almost 8 years. That is true. That's good context. But at the end of the day, bro, the reality is, bro, if you just look at it, bro, black and white, don't even need to add context, bro. We are back where we were last 3 years ago, bro. Generally speaking, we're just back to where we were 3 seasons ago, bro. So it's that nothing has necessarily. You can say there's been, changes happened, well, drastically or not, but we're still back at the same point that we were 3 years ago, bro.
But Chelsea fans were, they don't want to admit it now, but back then we weren't okay with where we were under Roman, right? Because we weren't challenging for the league. We weren't making any progress towards that. We were in this idea, and then Prime, you can go ahead. We were in this idea that we were on the decline, right? Chelsea fans now don't want to remember that. And that's where I'm like, this is where I come from, Iman, where it's like, or Aman, it's like, I feel like anything they do is going to be put under a negative light because they started off bad. I'll admit that.
Remember what did they say in life, Marshall?
Yeah.
What did they say in life? First impressions
mean everything.
Right.
And it's again, I go, when you look at that, right? People were okay. Now they want to say that they were okay with it under Roman, even though when we were under Roman and we were in that situation, they were not okay with it. Go ahead, Prime.
Marshall, I mean, yes and no, because I remember at that time under Roman, people only a minority of people were speaking on our poor squad planning under Roman.
Yeah,
it wasn't a.
I mean, this channel was one of them.
Yeah, because I remember when I was speaking about was it Lampard season about squad planning and how poor our squad is. And even when we had Tuchel and we won the Champions League that summer, when Chelsea fans were saying, "Oh, we can win the league. All we need is a goal scorer," and I was saying that our squad is not good enough, even with a goal scorer, to go machine for machine at City. I kept saying that to people. Chelsea fans and rivals kept saying that. How can you say that? We just won the Champions League.
I think people need to remember because I remember because on Casually FC, that was my debut season. Hey, big up Bridge Nation, but his debut season. But
your debut season was the worst season.
Listen, I went to the worst season ever. But no. It was the season before my debut season. It was the season that we lost Roman. That was my debut season at the club. But
okay.
Remember? So
listen,
I love it, man. I love it, man. But the thing for me is that if one of the things we spoke about, bro, there was no fullback cover at the time, bro. We didn't have any fullback cover at the time. Remember, we used to speak about our midfield because people used to be like, "Listen, Kante's cooked. Kovacic barely plays against us. Jorginho."
Well, we had Ruben Loftus-Cheek playing right wing back.
Exactly.
Against Real Madrid.
Ahmed, I was saying, bro, I was
saying cook Ruben Loftus-Cheek for that, bro. Remember, me and you used to cook him all the time.
Yeah,
he was really bad at the beginning.
I was saying that summer 2021. That's why I was saying that summer that we needed when we were linked to Hakimi. I wanted him because he was someone who at that time was quality.
Yeah,
but the people, bro, remember, they had the looking. And people were like, "Oh, we don't want Reece to compete with him." That was the argument at the time.
Competition, and I'm like, I don't care about your competition. Reece is good enough.
That same summer we were looking with Adama.
And bro, you see the injury problems Reece is having now. It's because we didn't protect. Because you saw the signs back then, bro. Reece has never stayed fit for a full season in his career. You saw the signs early, and we didn't stop that. Kante, the reason why he got dusted was because we didn't help him. After that Sarri season, we saw the signs and we didn't stop it. Chilwell, I don't rate him highly, but before the big injuries, he was actually playing well. But he was injury prone, and we saw the signs and we did nothing to stop it. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, another example. We didn't do anything. And that's why I keep talking about poor squad planning. So when people act as if that, this ownership they destroyed everything. No, they haven't, because we weren't that good anyway. Tuchel came in, did a Hail Mary, and won us a Champions League, but we still weren't good.
In the summer in which we could have planned the squad out and the depth a little better, we got Saul and
midfielder.
Romelu Lukaku.
Is that who we got? Is that it?
Yeah.
That was it. And then afterwards,
quite
I remember when Lukaku turned out to be really bad. I remember having conversations about how our scouting is absolutely poor because we're only linked to the same exact names that everyone else is linked to, except we don't have the same pulling power as Real Madrid. We don't have the same pulling power as Man City. So we were going into these battles knowing we weren't going to win them. And these are the players we're linked to.
Also at the time,
hold on, Ahmed. The thing is, though, we had just won the Champions League. We had the pulling power, but we just weren't.
We did, and we didn't go for Erling Haaland.
Going for Tchouaméni and saying that, he needs another year. Well, the smartest thing would be buy Tchouaméni, send him out on loan for that year. Let him stay at where was he at?
Monaco.
Did Roman do that ever? Like, was that ever a thing?
No, he never did that. But
Pulisic, but
the problem was Marshall.
That was mid-season, so not really.
Yeah. The problem was Marshall. The way we were being run was quite old school, bro. That was the problem, bro. We needed to be. We needed we need the modern update. Does that make sense? We never, because like the thing was, the way we always used to do stuff was that we used to have the lone army, we used to have all this stuff, and then whenever we needed a super rebuild, Roman would like throw 200 million at the problem, right? And then that was his way of like trying to solve the issue, right? Because he did that, remember, 2 seasons ago when he tried to bring in Havertz, Werner, Ziyech, Chilwell. Remember that was the sentiment to be
after the transfer ban.
Yeah,
right.
But what he did was he gave that rebuild to Frank.
Yes.
Instead of a proper manager. And the thing at the time, like, you gave that rebuild to Frank instead of a proper man. Frank spent 50 million on Chilwell when we could have got Grimaldo for cheaper.
Oh my days.
I was
the thing is, I'm gonna listen. I'm not gonna.
Bro, there was a short list of 5 left backs we were linked with. Bro,
I'm gonna build like levels of like revisionism.
Chilwell was the one guy that we didn't want because of the price.
I'll be honest, when it comes to Chilwell, I'm gonna be a little bit more lenient on Chilwell. Yeah, because I actually think Chilwell for us, if we're being realistic, boys, pre-injury was a solid player for us. Like, you know what I mean? We can hate on him post-injury if you want to, but like before those injuries, bro, generally speaking, Chilwell was a quality left back to have at the time. Yes, maybe he was, and the thing was, that second season in particular, bro, he was actually adding goals to his game under Tuchel.
I feel like
we were
right. I agree, but here's the thing, Ahmed, right? That 2021-22 season, the only creativity and goal outputs we had was Chilwell and Reece. That's why I said for Lukaku, if you're gonna buy him, because I didn't have a problem with signing him, because at that time he was a quality goal scorer. I also said
here in the back store because he's anti-English.
I also said you need to bring in whatever. I also said you need to bring in a creator because Havertz and Mount as your creators won't work. Reece James and Chilwell won't stay fit for the full season.
Oh yeah,
you can't sustain anything.
But I get what you're saying, Prime. But the going like obviously argument at the time was that Mount was going to transform into that thing fast, right? He was going to be the guy.
That was the argument.
I remember. He's the next Frank Lampard.
And the thing is, I remember that season he had the 20 GA season, by the way, as well. If you remember, that was season he had 20 GA. But remember, it was the fluff. But it was the fluff 20 GA. I was getting that one right.
Yeah, the majority of that GA was it because I remember Kai kept saying it.
Southampton, Norwich. It was Southampton, Norwich.
Southampton, Norwich. Yeah.
Wait, what season was that? Yeah, like
2022 season.
Season after the UCL, Chris.
Okay, yeah. Before I thought he was really good then.
Keep up, man. You're meant to be a Chelsea fan.
Sorta, man.
But like, irregardless, I think the point I'm just trying to make is that certain people are trying to play Pokemon Evolution, like some jailhacked game. If you know. But like, I just think for me, sorry, Prime, just let me go. I just think for me, I think a lot of our problems is that yes, we had instability before the new ownership, but then we had even greater instability post new ownership with their new ideas and stuff like that. But then, where has that all led us, bro? Back to where we were under Roman only 3 seasons ago, bro. Yes, we may have different context now. Yeah, we got a bunch of more younger players. yes, you would have you've
Never
got
mind.
a bunch of young players now that maybe have come through a bit more, right? But we still have some of the similar issues that we had previously, where it's like centre back still being unneeded, and ironically, a left back cover still needed, guys. You know what I mean? Because if Vega's not gonna play there, you need another left back cover right now. Again, striker cover needed. You're still looking at.
I love how Ahmed emphasized on cover. I love that.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It is because I'll be honest, bro. Kukure's
No,
playing a
I
lot of
I
minutes.
agree. But I love how you emphasize on cover because you didn't want to get attacked. I love that.
Yeah, I'm talking. I mean, listen, if you want someone to compete with him, but all means
No.
let's get something happen. But like,
Ahmed, if you had said we need another left back, you'd get attacked on this channel. So I'm just.
yeah, I know. But like, listen, again, we talk about striker. We're back to that one again. We need a number one striker. We need a left winger because we now know. Oh my goodness. We need. Listen, the club might be looking for two new left wingers, bro. I don't know if you saw this, Marshall. We're looking for two new left wingers, bro. One to replace Sancho, and then one to replace flipping Mudryk now.
That's kind of crazy.
I'll
be honest.
on him, remember?
No, I'll be honest. We can't be getting, bro. That would be ludicrous if we get two new left wingers, considering we.
That's what they were said today. Did you not see the report? What's it called? Scott.
Bro, so Ahmed, if that is the case, what the fuck are they gonna do when Quenda comes back?
Brother, I don't know. I didn't be serious when I said I don't know.
Survival of the fittest.
Like
That's
this is
only thing I can think.
this is what I'm saying. Like there are so many positions again, guys. Yeah, we're back to rebuild of the rebuild of the rebuild of the rebuild. You know what I mean? I've never seen her. That's like a flashback in a flashback in a flashback in a flashback.
Oh, what's a TV show where she has a flashback in a flashback?
That's So Raven.
Yeah, something like like.
Yes.
How did I know that? What the fuck?
I've never seen that as a kid.
I don't think that is what you're thinking about.
She wasn't
I thought
having
she was-
flashbacks. She was having visions, bro.
I was
Yeah,
a
that was
vision. I
it.
forgot, man. I thought it was. No, it was. Yeah, my bad. It was.
It was a musical one that
Yeah.
used to be on the TW.
I don't know. I've seen that a couple
CW.
times as a kid. Yeah, I just thought something was a
Listen,
flashback.
Listen,
No,
I'm
it was-
surprised that they get that so Raven in Scotland, bro.
See,
Oh,
Scotland.
you live in Wales. Sorry, you're Welsh. My bad. Hey, same thing, bro. You're same thing.
Wow, Marshall's not a milkman.
Xenophobia.
Believe me.
Xenophobia
But,
is running thick.
Yo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
but-
I am. Now what?
But like, guys, yeah, let's
On
get a little
brand.
bit back on. Let's get a little bit back on topic. But regardless, guys, we sent the circle has been done again. I mean, the circle. You know what I mean? The circle of life. We're just back into the circle of life. That's
I
what
mean-
I'm
Telling us to get back on topic is crazy.
Speaking of the circle of life, funny
I
enough,
love. Listen, man, don't worry, man. I'm all about the circle of life, but that's why I shoot blanks instead.
Oh,
There we go.
Wait.
I'm moving on.
So
Hold
what you're
on.
saying,
I'm moving
what you're
into the next
saying,
topic.
Ahmed,
Real
what
quick.
you're saying is
Real
that you
Yeah,
can
let's
you can never have
please.
kids. That's what you're
yeah,
saying.
let's move on. What's the next?
Okay,
Yes,
we
let's make that happen.
we
Yes.
move to
nice dark humor
the
like
circle
that.
of life. We were just talking about. You brought it up, Ahmed, and we're gonna go into this topic, which is the winger situation, and we need to talk about Sancho.
By the way, big up to the ladies, man. Elite first half, man. Elite first half, by the way. The Chelsea
oh
women,
yeah.
they hit a
Oh.
great comeback in Man City.
3.
You know what I mean?
Put 3 on him.
Yeah.
Big
Listen, who scored the first goal? RSM.
No, I have no clue. I know the South American woman.
Don't
did,
back
though.
the ladies,
But-
man.
shout out
Don't
Ram-
back the
shout out-
ladies. See,
Shout out Ramirez, man. Shout out Maya
Right.
Ramirez, bro.
see, this is
Wasn't
what
it
I'm
a
talking
French
about. These
No.
Americanas here coming to watch our game, yeah, but don't even know who's scoring for our team.
Please.
Maya
There we go.
Ramirez. I
have
know Maya
enough-
Ramirez scored. That's
we
all I
have-
know, man. Shout out my
we
South
have-
Americans, bro. I love to
We
see
have
it.
enough isms on this channel. Let's
No,
not
we
bring
don't,
another
bro.
one
We need
into
more.
it.
We need
Let's
more.
not bring another one into it.
Why
Can we
not?
move
Why
on
not?
to the next topic?
Need
I'm gonna
more.
move on to the next topic.
Want me to
Anyways,
read them for you, Marshall?
Sancho-
It seems like your voice is dying, bro.
Sancho, no, my patience is running thin. Sancho, not an obligation.
Hey, hold up.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and read this. Chelsea will have to pay millions.
Black spray.
We'll work our way into the current matter of affairs with Jadon Sancho. I thought that was Levi Colwill. But anyways,
But you can see it, bro.
Chelsea will have to pay millions of pounds to Manchester United in penalty clause if they pull out of their agreement to sign Jadon Sancho on a permanent basis this summer. We go ahead and continuing on is another issue could be Jadon Sancho's contract with Chelsea. Players often agree terms with their new club before joining on loan with a view to a permanent move, but it's understood that he has yet to do so. Sancho insists he is happy at Stamford Bridge. Ornstein also explains the contract. As been reported elsewhere, Chelsea can decide against going through with an obligation by paying a fee. So technically, he could return to United, but that was not the aim of any party when they embarked upon this deal. And as you guys may know, it's supposed to be an obligation, right? But apparently there is a little insert that it doesn't have to be an obligation if you pay a fee.
It's not an obligation.
So it's not an obligation. It's just an option, right?
How do we do this?
Very weird. Very weird. So Chelsea's current plan is to keep Jadon Sancho. They're not activating any contacts right now to send him back to Manchester United, according to Fabrizio, on the 15th of March. Moving forward, United still will let Ruben Amorim decide Jadon Sancho's future in the unlikely event he returns to Old Trafford. There has been suggestions Chelsea could look to back out of the agreement even if the condition is met. Chelsea are already looking for buyers for Jadon Sancho as they prepare to trigger the $25 million obligation to buy the winger, and that's coming from Simon Phillips as of the 21st. Moving forward, on the 23rd, it was reported by Ornstein that Chelsea will have to pay Man United £5 million if they do not complete the signing of winger Jadon Sancho permanently. So that's a loan fee. That's a loan fee, pretty much. So later on, we have here that according to Build information, Jadon Sancho has told his management he wants to return to Dortmund. Even while at Chelsea, he regularly speaks with his friend Jamie Gittins about Dortmund. Bayer Leverkusen have also registered interest. Chelsea target Jamie Gittins. This is from a while ago, but I figured I'd bring it into this. Chelsea target Jamie Gittins is all set to be sold in the summer, and Dortmund have accepted they may have to significantly drop their asking price from £83 million to a figure between 50 to 58 million pounds from Sky Germany. We could potentially see a move for Jamie Gittins going to Chelsea's direction and Sancho going in the other direction. Continuing on here, Chelsea are quite happy with Jadon Sancho and the player is happy at Chelsea. He would love to stay, but it depends on what happens in the next months. Focus on that now, but we'll assess before the Club World Cup, according to Fabrizio. And then as of today, Jadon Sancho has the opportunity to make a big impact in the final games. Otherwise, Chelsea could change their minds and send him back to Manchester United, up to Sancho's performances. Sancho understands his performances haven't hit the levels and of the start of the season, so now it's up to him to change it and perform big in the last games. My quick opinion on this before I let you guys go. I think Jadon Sancho's a good player. I don't think there's anything to say. I mean, the talent is there. The output just hasn't been there. And we did discuss this yesterday on the Chelsea Hour with Ahmed. I think the talent is there. The output hasn't been there. And lately, the team has just been depleted of players that are essential towards helping Jadon perform at his best. And that also goes back to the poor recruiting that has occurred and the poor squad building. So to an extent, I'm not blaming Maresca completely on how Jadon has been performing. I do think there is more to be asked of from Jadon. I think he could do better, but I think he's fallen into the same situation as a lot of players at the club. They're just going through a bad patch right now. But I mean, are you guys for selling him? Would you keep him? Well, actually, let's just go and ask, like, who would keep him?
I would.
Backup, yeah. Fuck it. 25 million is not a bad backup option for spending on.
As a backup stuff?
Yeah,
100%. I have the same stance as the club, to be honest. Like, now the briefing has hit the timeline. If you don't perform, you're out of here. So if I take the same stance as the club. I'll assess.
I don't know. I need
to see his performances, bro. I need to see what he's like. When it's goal time, is he going to show up? If no, skedaddle, bro.
There's other
Yeah, and
windows
I think
for him though for me.
the thing for me as well is like if you can get that deal done with Bino Gittins, I'd be happy with that because then Bino Gittins comes in as a backup, and I'm fine with doing that deal. But like the issue I have with this whole thing is like, yeah, there's probably better players you could get for 25 mil. This club will never buy them.
Yeah,
unless they're 18.
I'll just
Then
be
we'll
honest,
talk.
man.
Yeah,
I'll
so
be
like
hon-
that's the
Yes,
thing
yes,
is like they're not going to buy a better player, even though there are some out there. So like you might as well just keep him and have him as a backup, or keep him and then try and like swap him for Bino Gittins.
Can I just be honest, boys? Yeah, it doesn't matter what we think. Generally, it doesn't actually just matter what we think because the reality is, bro, you're hearing the 5 million fee, you're hearing that the number of his performances, you know what I mean, and everything like that, bro. End of the day, bro, it's just time to put the fries in the bag. He's gone, bro. He's gone.
I don't think he is.
No, he's gone, bro. The one thing I know about Chelsea.
Ahmed, you mean put the taper on the fade?
Listen, put the black spray on the fade, man. You know they say, man. You know what I mean? But listen, the reality is, bro. Like, let's just keep it simple, man. When you start getting these PR briefs, you at Chelsea Football Club, bro, your time there is finito in Cantarton, bro. It's finito, bro. You know these last 9 games, bro. But after that, man, you back in money.
If he gets a GA game, bro, his job is safe.
No, he's not, bro. He's not getting. I'm telling you right
You
now.
think it's 100% he's gone?
He's 100%. He's gone, bro. He's gone.
That just doesn't make any sense. Why Chelsea would do this?
Listen, bro.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time something they did.
I know this doesn't make sense, but like,
let's think about it. Let's think about it before you go RSM.
It's not a bad deal.
But Chris, they took a punt, obviously, which as RSM has said, right? But then listen, recently, who did we buy that can play the left wing right now, guys? Who did we buy recently? It's coming 2026.
Quenda.
What's his name? Quenda. Quenda?
I thought Quenda's a right winger.
Quenda. We play both, right? So let's just keep that in our mind right now. Yeah, he's still got Pedro Neto that still exists in this club that can play on that side too, right? Yeah, now there's already
Quenda too, by the way.
Again, and we also
He's
know,
17, Chris.
But
He's gonna turn 18 in a year.
We also know, right? We also know now Mikhailo Mudrik's time at the club is finito, right? So you know they're gonna buy someone in his position too. So for me, Sancho generally has to be going above and beyond or stuff like that, to be making stuff like that happen. So for me, the fact that it's 5 M's has already been reported for me means that more than likely, bro, his time's over, man. Listen, why are we all acting like Chelsea? Why are we all acting like we don't know what Chelsea Football Club is, bro? The moment we heard about Chukwuemeka's 40 million release clause, bro, we knew his time was up at this club. The moment you hear someone's got 5 million,
any minutes at Chelsea,
listen, like legit, bro. This club will tell you, bro, to your face, he's gone. They're telling you there's a 5 million, a fine that we just need to take instead of spending 25 million on him and then trying to sell him. And think about it, guys. How many players do you have to sell already?
Oh, sorry. Are you done, Ahmed?
All done.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't want to do this like mass exodus of players again in this summer. We're going straight into the Club World Cup. We're not really going to get much of a preseason going into the next season. Like, if we have another mass exodus, be prepared for another bad season at Chelsea. So, if this Mudryk thing, he's basically gone, I'd at least keep Sancho for another year and just buy one winger, as opposed to get rid of him. Then we have to bring in 2 wingers, as well as having to bring in a striker and just mess up our forward line even more. My thing is, when you look at Sancho and even Neto, I don't even think they've been terrible this season. I think they've been, like, for the most part, they've been, like, good. But they haven't performed to the level that they should be because, again, we
don't care, Chris. Don't even see you later, Chris. We don't care.
No, but people don't know Chris said that, bro.
I don't care.
This guy's a dickhead, bro. This guy's...
Okay, well.
Fuck you, Scott, man. You can leave too, man. We don't need you here too.
Anyways. Yeah, regardless of that, Ahmed, what the hell, man?
Just remember, bro, we're international channel here, so Oliver, you can leave, man. Oliver, you can leave. Okay. Obviously, my guy Scott can leave whenever you're ready, boys. You know what I mean? Just,
you can go fuck yourself, respectfully.
Can I? Anyway, as I was saying, I'm not for like a mass
You're not for mass exodus, considering the Club World Cup.
I'm not for the mass exodus of players. If Mudrik's gone, which he's gone anyway, whatever, then fine. Just bring in one winger, regardless of the Esteval thing. I'm not gonna put a lot of stocks in Esteval being a starter and balling out next season. I think it's gonna take him like a year or two. I'm prepared for that. People need to be prepared that he's not gonna look great his first year or two. And if he does end up balling, that's great. But if he doesn't his first year or two, then
love degradation. Let's go, man.
Wait, what does that say? Marshall, can you
the Blacks Nation. That's what it means.
No, I know. I wanted Marshall to read that. But regardless,
it's Spanish.
With Neto, read it, Marshall. Say it.
He can barely speak English.
Los Negros.
Oh! Wait. What did you say? What did you say, Marshall?
Los Negros Nations.
Clip that. He said it.
No, well, look, you guys know that does not mean the same thing whatsoever in Spanish.
No.
You didn't hear what Scott said.
RSM, I know that. But the
internet what does Scott say?
The internet doesn't
Bro, Scott, you are so elusive when you say these side comments. Yo, guys, chat. I be going sometimes running through I'll be running through the streams, and then I'll be clipping up some stuff, and then I catch Scott said something that completely went under my radar, like under his breath, and I just fucking die, bro. Like, oh my god,
Scott. We're not gonna let Marshall deflect and gaslight you. We heard what you said, Marshall. Caught in 8K on this channel. We heard it. Cancel Marshall.
YouTube only does 4K.
Marshall Minerals. We know what you said. No AI this time.
Marshall Minerals.
But regardless, before I got interrupted by the minerals, bro. Neto and Sancho. Right. I don't think they've been terrible. I think they've been like good. Maybe you can say average. But the reason why they've not performed to the level that they probably should have is because we don't have a striker. We don't have a physical presence up top. When Sancho was at Dortmund, both spells, he had Haaland, and last year in the back end of the season, he had Fulkrug, who Fulkrug is not even that good, but he is still a presence up top to link up with. Neto at Wolves, he had Raul Jimenez. We don't have that. If we had bought Osimhen last summer, or Samu, who again, Ahmed, remember I was an advocate for Samu. If we'd bought one of them, we would have a presence up top for those two to be able to link up with, and we'd be doing a lot better this season.
I disagree. I agree with you with Neto, because I can see if you can cross to the man, because that's what he did last season to Raul Jimenez.
And again, wait, before you go, CP, let me just say again, I'm not a fan of our wingers, by the way.
Yeah.
People know I'm not a fan. I've never rated Sancho highly. Neto is a guy who I didn't watch much at Wolves, so my opinions of him is just him at Chelsea. And Madueke, like I know he gets goals, but he's very frustrating. I'd throw him off a cliff as well. I'd get rid of all of them if I could. But I know realistically that we shouldn't get rid of them all yet, because I don't want to go through another mass rebuild when we don't have a preseason to work with. So I'm just thinking logically.
Oh, that's a really good point, actually.
I'm just thinking logically, keep our wingers, get rid of Mudryk, buy one more, and then get me a striker. Focus the money on a striker and a centre back. I need that. I'm okay with not even buying a winger and using Palmer as a backup wing option, so long as you get me a striker and a centre back. I need that.
CP, what was your disagreement?
Yeah. Sorry, CP.
I disagree with the whole Sancho thing. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, I disagree. The whole point of him is to take on his man, for him to connect with people. His wing back, Cucurella, does that. Oh my god. Anyways, that's why.
Listen, Jez, that's a lot of stereotyping, man. These days, man, the man them are for the snow bunnies, man. You know what I mean? That's so I've been.
By the way, can I just say, not only is Jez black, he also chases snow bunnies. So like,
he knows.
Remember, that's
he's a connoisseur.
Listen, but I know about Des. Listen, Des,
Wait, you know about Ahmed? Do you partake in the
snow? Do I ever take in the what, mate?
In the snow? You partake in the snow? You taste the bunny?
No. Shout out to the babe.
Marshall, put him on big screen. Marshall, put him on big screen.
Not to speak.
Put him on big screen.
If I speak, I am in big trouble.
Listen, I love different. Listen, you know what it is, man. I love all types of milk. white milk. You know what I mean? Chocolate.
What?
I like white milk, chocolate milk. You know what I mean? Caramel milk. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Shout out to Los Blancos Nation. You know what I mean? But shout out to the lovely one.
Yeah, but like I was saying, like with Sancho, I disagree. He has combination play. He's supposed to with Enzo, with Palmer, who goes there at times. Cucurella, no, I take him back. I rather Tyreek George is performing more for me. I'd rather have him. People are saying keep Sancho for continuity. I'd rather develop Tyreek George, and he's in the squad still technically, and he's gonna get some minutes. So why don't I just give them 5 million, and I don't have to deal with selling him on to someone. I don't have to pay someone 150K because Tyreek George is probably on 20K anyways, and I can develop the lad and sell him on for way more. I'll take the 5 million. He can go back. I don't want skinny troops. I don't need skinny troops in my team. So
shout out skinny troops, man.
Hey, Matt.
What?
No, yes, exactly, JT. That's the point I'm trying to make. Listen, at the end of the day, man, people need to realize, man, it's over for Sancho at this club, bro. That's like put the fries in the bag, bro. He's finished. Yeah. Literally, it's good. Like, listen, I'm supporting a lot of. I'm supporting the whole everyone and everyone here saying we should be keeping Sancho stuff like that, bro. It's not our decision. The decision's already been made.
Yeah, man, we're getting Leao though. Remember, we got George Mendes.
Listen,
Leao
man,
Nation.
I told you this,
Leao
man.
Nation,
Listen. That might be a real possibility, man. CP making the jokes and that, but listen, that's a real possibility, you know. I hate to say it like that, but that's real. That's a very real possibility that could happen. But hey,
great.
But yeah, Scott, we didn't want to hear your opinion, bro. You know, you're free to leave anytime, bro.
Oh my god, bro.
I had to refrain from saying something there.
Wow, see.
Not
the racist, man. About to get the racist. About to get the racist.
Bro. That's crazy.
Bro, my default answer there was you can go kill yourself. Was going to be you can go kill yourself, but that might have been too far. That might have been a bit too far. So that's
I was about to, he had the same pressure as me. He almost had the same pressure as me, but I told Will to kill himself. No way. Oh my god. Why Ahmed's not signing up for his fellow Negros? Proper Chelsea. Listen, at the end of the day, listen. I can't stand for my fellow black brothers when they let me down, bro. I need some juice, bro. I think Marshall came at the wrong time.
What do you mean by that?
What do you?
I just walked in and all I heard is I need some juice, bro.
Yeah, I need some juice from them.
Milk.
I need produce. You know it is, Marshall, man. Is there a Peruvian that that can do the job, mate?
What? Oh, what the hell happened to you? What happened while I was away?
Marshall, is there any Peruvians that we can play on the wing right now that's like quality?
Peruvians on the wing.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that Jez? I'll be honest, man. Tell him. Listen, Jez. I'll be honest, bro. Sell him Madueke, man. That might reduce the racism of the Chelsea fan base by 50%.
No, it won't. You know why?
50%.
No, you know what?
Yeah, bro. Looking at it, we gotta get up to 10,000.
You know why I won't? You know why I won't? Because we still have middle name and goal. We still have.
He's not wrong, bro. He's not wrong.
Speaking of the man,
all the good work that Castillo tries to do in the same.
Wait. Hold on, guys. Marshall just said speaking of middle name. Yes.
I said speaking of the man in goal.
I refer to him as middle name.
That's a you thing. Speaking of the man in goal.
Casually rock.
Oh man. Okay, so something that did happen during international break that I thought was hilarious. And this is probably going to be where we end the show, guys. It's a little lighthearted humor. Sanchez threatens to leave Chelsea.
Yay. Okay.
Oh no! Oh my god, how could he? No.
I hear it.
Don't do that. You shouldn't.
You know what?
Yeah.
Me.
You know what? Leave before we treat you like your middle name. I hear it, bro.
I'm surprised you didn't get any N-words for him.
So
He definitely has. 100% he has, bro. Ain't no
Hey, no,
way.
it's a skin tone. Ahmed, it's a skin tone. Because if he looked like Wendy,
Oh.
if he looked like Wendy performing like this,
So you hold up. You said if we had Onana in goal.
bro.
Oh,
And oh no, you mean monkey? Yes.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
even for that one, I
Oh
gotta.
my god. That's the yellow, bro. That's the yellow.
He's already on a second yellow. That.
Hey,
There you go, Prime.
This
Big up, Prime. Prime, you sit backstage. You think about what you've done.
Was disrespectful.
That was crazy. Oh
Let's go
my
backstage then,
days.
yeah? Let's go backstage.
I've
Only
never
on
seen anything
I'll
like that,
never
bro.
escape the allegations. This is your fault, Ahmed. This is what you do. You do the constant casually and then people just lean into it, and then eventually we get to the point of no return. So this is on you,
It
Ahmed.
gets to a point,
Yeah.
you know.
We'll get you back on in a minute, Prime. Let me read these tweets real quick. So Nazar Cancela, as for goalkeeper, so far the word is that Chelsea will not be signing one in the summer and will pick two of Robert Sanchez, Philip Jorgensen, and Georgie Pedro to continue working with. Also, do not forget Mike Penders is highly rated. He is joining from Genk for £18 million, but I suspect he will go on loan to build experience. Continuing on, breaking. Robert Sanchez is now #1 goalkeeper again. Maresca felt he needed time to rest his head. That was from 2 weeks ago. So Enzo Maresca here confirms Robert Sanchez will start against Arsenal. This happened before the international break. It will be Robert to play against Arsenal. Since we started, the idea was not to change goalkeepers, but sometimes you have to modify and be flexible. I think Robert needed some days off to at least rest his head mentally, and now he is back. Hopefully, he won't have to change our Premier League keeper until the end of the season, but I have said many times we are quite happy with both keepers. And then Rob Sanchez wants to leave Chelsea, according to Patty here. This is pretty much what RSM said. Rob Sanchez wants to leave Chelsea if he is not in the plans next season. And then lastly here, Maresca has insisted his goalkeepers pass from the back. However, against Leicester with just 5 minutes remaining in the game, he shouted at Sanchez to go long as Leicester attempted to press Chelsea into mistakes. There's a perception in the manager not altering his principles, but the fact that he was willing to make this change and let the keeper kick it as far as possible shows his versatility. Sure. But yeah, I mean, I don't care if Rob Sanchez leaves. I don't care if Rob Sanchez leaves.
Someone get on that clip. Yeah,
bro, I'm heartbroken, man. I'm heartbroken. What do you mean, bro? I would. How could I ever cope?
Has he got his Haaland surgery yet? Has he gone to Turkey?
No, not yet.
Not yet. We'll find out after international break.
Hey, listen, man. Him threatening to leave the club. Like, someone bring up the shiver me timbers. Someone bring up that.
No,
clip.
hold up. Him threatening to leave the club. Me threatening to steal Rihanna away. You feel me? Like that. That's really what it is, bro. Like it's just not like bro. Come on, man. This man acts like who is he threatening? Who? Legit who? Who cares, bro?
If he wants to threaten, if he wants to threaten people, he should threaten to stay.
I don't like that this guy is leaving this football club.
I'll tell you, like,
and not one racial slur was thrown by our fan base. I don't
Prime
like
said
that.
Prime said that doesn't sit right with my soul. I hear
don't.
it, bro.
Yeah, Jackson got, Caicedo got.
True.
Caicedo, bro.
Bakayoko, Willian, and this
Prime
guy's not going. Not even
Prime right now.
Bro, not even wearing like accidental slur, like what Minerals did. Not even one accidental slur, bro. It annoys me, man. It annoys me, man.
Crazy, man.
Prime
said back in my day.
this fan base targeted the Sassy, but you won't target Sanchez.
Brick Nation. They hate on a big black guy. But if I speak,
bro,
but you know that's what it is though. But people can hate me for saying that, but that's what it is, bro. But I just think for me, bro.
One could hope, Kunle.
I just think for me, bro. One thing I have here is I hate when people have this level of ego and they don't know who they are, bro. That's the one thing, I hate in this universe.
Isn't that literally tit for tat what Onana does?
Yes, I don't know.
Onana's worse, bro. That Cameroonian, bro.
Yeah, Onana's a little bit worse than that. But like the problem is, bro, the worst thing you can do. I think it's Marshall.
Wait, hold on, no, stop, Ahmed. What did you say, Marshall?
Isn't he from Ghana? I thought he's from
Cameroonian.
Ghana.
He's Cameroonian.
Oh, I didn't know.
Wow, just getting the black countries wrong all the time together, yeah. You know,
what
one's
are you saying? All East Africans look alike. Is that what you're saying, Marshall?
So yeah, specifically East African.
I just thought Ghana was from.
Is it a casually thing?
No, I mean, I might. So you know what it is, man. You know what, man. Yeah. So what? Oh, Marshall and RSM look similar. Are you both from Mexico?
Like how Ahmed just takes this opportunity to just be racist. It's great,
no. Ahmed.
Shut up, Ahmed, man.
Ahmed,
not the red, no.
Ahmed, please.
Hold up, VAR, not VAR check, bro.
I know you're back.
There's no VAR check.
He has a pass. He has a pass.
Let me just say, Ahmed.
He said the M word.
He has a pass, bro.
Ahmed, please. Don't stoop down to Marshall's disgusting level. Don't stoop down to his level, bro. Please.
We're better than that, yeah.
Yes, we are, bro. Us Africans, Jez as well. We're better than this, man.
Disrespectful.
Don't stoop down to that level, bro. Oh, I thought he was Ghanaian. Ooh. Shut up. You know what's funny? It was actually Ahmed that was trying to speak.
Yeah, Ahmed actually probably had an honest opinion.
He did, 100%.
You got lost along the way, Ahmed.
The thing is, Ahmed is never going to not, like, he's always going to take the opportunity to do a bit. Always. He's always going to try to do a bit.
You're a bad influence, Prime. This is what happens. This is
it's not me. Oh, wait. So I'm the reason why you said I thought he was Ghanaian. After I had just said he's Cameroonian.
No, you're the reason why Ahmed Ahmed has been on the wrong path, and you led him astray.
I let Ahmed astray. Okay, cool.
Yeah, remember who was on the platform before Ahmed? Ladimus Prime.
You own the platform.
You had.
Wait, weren't you the one who said earlier?
Where's the platform? I meant YouTube, not Casually FC.
Weren't you the one who said earlier? Weren't you the one who said earlier that it's things can happen on the platform, but if you own it, it's your responsibility? Weren't you the one saying that bullshit earlier?
Play the clip. Show the VAR. When did I say this?
Bro, where's the VAR for Ahmed, man?
Aren't you responsible?
Yeah, VAR check complete. Ahmed's back.
Ahmed's back. There you go, man. I told you he had the pass. He had the pass.
Ahmed, don't worry. Ahmed. I hope you heard backstage. Don't stoop down to that disgusting level of Marshall. Bro.
I just wanted to give Marshall an IRL comparison of what he just said.
Hey, you want to give him a taste?
Yeah, just give him a taste. You know, for me, I'm not a racist guy. You know, I love all colors equally.
Facts, man. Facts, man.
He a milkman, bro.
Listen, all different types of milk, man. You know what I mean? Listen. Yeah, I was gonna say something really crazy that.
I knew it. That's why I laughed before you even said anything, because I knew what was on the way, bro.
Ahmed loves all different types of bunnies, whether you're Eastern European, Central European.
God, bro.
You know, but Ahmed loves the bunnies, man.
Anyways,
hey, Bunny Nation. Bunny Nation.
I had a cocaine drink, but like I had to chill out because like it was only 80 milk, but I had to say something. But like, if you know about cocaine and then like its percentage of like cleanliness, but if you but essentially, regardless of that,
how do you know about
that? Listen, shout out to the British Nation. He's had
hey Chelsea fans. I get it, Chelsea fans. We know what happens in a halftime at Chelsea.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Irregardless of the man.
Every time after 3 hours, every time without missing a single beat. Every time after 3 hours, derails.
Is that Oliver? Is that Oliver or Scott?
Oliver.
Oh my days. Okay.
You know what, Oliver? I respect the fact that you stayed silent during this conversation. I respect that, Oliver.
Listen, Dory, man. Scott wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You know, Scott would have said. Yeah. You know, Scott would have said something like you being smart. We know what Scott would have said, man. We know
that little racism.
We know what he does, man.
But like, listen, let's get back on topic. I'm gonna save Marco's brushes here a little bit. Yeah, and I don't think for me, just going back to Sanchez, bro. The one thing I hate, Marshall, and I know you probably hate this too, bro, is when people act bigger than they are, bro. Yeah, they don't understand the level that they're at, bro. Zero ego, right?
You know what I mean? Drink water, trying to get free tickets into Chelsea.
Yeah. Like this brother has like a level of ego that is like genuinely confusing me, because it's like, brother, do you know who you are, bro? You're the worst goalkeeper in the league. You're worse than
Where's
Ipswich
Our
goalkeeper.
history, bro. In
Yeah,
club history.
he's not. Is he worse than Onana?
Yes, he's worse than Onana, bro.
Yes, worse than Onana, yes.
Okay, fair.
Listen,
They go
man.
back.
Listen, it's like talking about two cheeks to the same ass, Prime. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they're both getting clapped. So what's the difference? But you know what I mean? Legit, bro. That's it.
Onana's African, Sanchez is Caribbean. It makes sense.
On that note,
My God,
on that note,
yo. That was an insane alley, bro. I didn't even like hear like that, bro.
yeah.
I didn't know you to end it here like that, bro.
Yeah, no, we're ending the show.
Listen,
We can't.
listen, Marshall being a ref.
After 3 hours,
Why is it the guy that's the lightest skin tone? Why is it the guy the lightest skin tone? Why is it the guy that? Why is it the guy the lightest skin tone?
No, Marshall,
What?
don't say after 3 hours. So what you're saying is, just like Poch, you don't know how to see out a game.
I'm not even ringing the bell. See you.
This is a red. This is straight red.
Wow.
Okay.
But Marshall, do you not agree with what I'm saying though? Like, right? Like his ego is way too much, bro, for a guy that is trash, bro. This is the
The
guy
guy's
that's
an idiot. I genuinely think he is literally a smooth brain.
It's not.
Like,
it's not smooth brain, bro. It's just ego. He's got too much ego, bro. Someone needs to humble him. He needs to be humbled.
But remember how a few streams back I said, like, when he's confident in himself, he will confidently do stupid shit. I just genuinely don't think he's smart. So it's very much like Lukaku. Like you have little to very minimal self-awareness. Like, dude, Sanchez, if you want to go. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. You can go free, bro. I don't even care. Just go. Leave. You're horrible. So, I mean, listen, that being said.
Take Ben Roberts with you.
Yeah, fair enough. That being said, though,
Marshall, man, let's get a Marshall to go with Robert Sanchez too, man. We don't need racists like him at my club.
That's another straight red. Dang, that's crazy, man. Dropping like flies. And on that note,
ladies and gents, thank you for watching the show today. If you like the stream, go ahead and like the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Be sure to check out the links in the description below for RSM's channel, my channel, my personal YouTube channel. The frauds that are backstage, you can check them out there as well. And also, be sure to check out memberships because it helps out the channel tremendously. We have 4 different tiers starting at 99p, and at the proper casual tier, we give shoutouts at the end of every show, and that's going to go out to TM127, EE, Dark, Adrian, A. Suleiman, and yeah, that's it. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. We're going to rate out to... Who are we going to rate out to? I haven't decided. Let me see. No one is live. So we're not going to read out to anyone. No, there you go. Ladies and gents, I appreciate y'all being here. I'm not entirely sure when we're going to stream again. I've not thought about this. Maybe Sunday, maybe, depending on how things go. But there will be pre-recorded content coming out as well. So go ahead and check that out, guys. But yeah, smash up the like on your way out, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, ladies and gents, have a wonderful night. Stay casual. Peace.
Peace.